Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Weekly Geek. I am your host, Travis Snell, and I can see that nothing has changed as far as the changed the title of this. Didn't really. What the fuck? That's super annoying. Whenever I only change one place or other. Who knows? But yes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Yeah, what the hell? I changes. Who knows? Yes, this is Weekly Geek with myself and just me right now. Taylor Field's going to join us in just a second for anyone listening live or whatnot. But yes, that'll be happening very soon here. And yeah, we got lots to talk about today. He's actually just finishing up because he had a little late stuff with Satine. So bedtime. It's killer for us parents sometimes. But he's just finishing. We're watching it. We're talking about a Jason short film today, and not like a short film that's like we support fan stuff all the time, but it's actually made by the team that owns Jason. Still don't know if they figured that out. I think they figured out the rights, but we'll be talking about that. We're going to talk about, we got lots of juicy news between, just got some Batman news before this, just got some Spider-Man news, maybe Deadpool news, lots of stuff, lots of rumors, good trailers, and lots to update you on what I've been watching. I'm not sure about Taylor, we'll ask him, but yeah, I was very happy after Golden Geeks because there was uh, I I had to watch, a lot of 1994 stuff I had seen, but it had been a minute. So, and I still like to watch most of it that I've not seen a bunch to get a refresher on. So it was the floodgates for the new movies had opened, but yeah, we got lots of good stuff going on. A little switcheroo this week. Usually you get side quests right now, but we're switching up because we're doing some sort of trivia with Mr. Musk. I don't know, but it's an episode with all four of us. So Kirkland couldn't do Monday, so we're doing Wednesday, and then the rest of the week you got Alien Earth, which a big thank you to everyone that checked out the Alien Earth episode. Because I'm very curious when we get to cue the thing, but I'm very curious when we get to the end of the year to see our stats, because I feel like the episodes have kind of been all over as far as what I think is gonna not do well. Like most, like Superman's their number one, and I called them. Okay, that's gonna be number one for a multitude of reasons. But there's stuff like our Alien Earth episode. Big thank you to everyone who listens. Our 13th biggest episode of the year so far, which is I don't know. I didn't know the engagement, and who knows? We'll see what episode 2, episode 3 is, etc. But as always, thank you for that. And same thing with Weapons. Weapons is our 5th biggest review of the year, past Captain America, past Thunderbolts. Like not like Sinners, and then for a while, like our top 2 episodes were Sinners and 28 Years Later. I think they're still, I can't remember. I think it's 2 and 3, and then Superman, then F4 is 1 and 2. So yes, the comic movies did come in and take those spots, but the fact those have done so well, I appreciate, because you never know. I never, especially Alien Earth. I'm like, like I know tons of people are going to watch it, but it's like, is that like a water cooler show? But we'll see. Maybe the first episode scares people off. I don't know. But we got Alien Earth later on this week. I guess that's tomorrow. We got side quests, like I said, Peacemaker, that starts. So we'll be reviewing all of Peacemaker, and then Dexter still going on, and then the big one, I think, for people, GV Day. And go check out, I'm sporadically, the podcast feeds had them all. Again, I think a bit on, but still, I'm gonna always thank you guys for GV Day. That was a great day. That now it's been a week and a couple days, just magic in the air. That's a very special day. But you guys unlocked, you went the stretch goal, unlocked one of the goals, which was a movie night. And before the stream, during the stream, after the stream, you could just feel a wave of people want War of the Worlds, wants to do movie night War of the Worlds, and that's what we're doing. So this Saturday, it's going to be at 6 p.m. PST. We'll be watching War of the Worlds, the 2025 one with Ice Cube, not the Spielberg classic, which I haven't watched in a while. I don't know how well it holds up or not, but we're watching that's that movie that was like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes for a while, and I think it's at 4 now. And some people say it's one of the worst movies ever, but then other people say it's so bad it's good. I don't know. I try to stay away because I honestly heard about this a little bit, and then I just saw that it was on Amazon. I thought it was in theaters, and I'm like, well, I'm definitely not paying to see that. Like, I'm not. I don't have the time in my life to go be seeing 0% Rotten Tomato movies in the theaters, right? With 5 kids, 3 jobs, filming, podcasting, the day job. It's like, I don't got time for that. But then when I saw it pop up on my Google TV, I'm like, okay, it's on Amazon. All right. And then once people started to talk about it and say, hey, this is something, we'd maybe like the GV squad to do, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my best to stay away from it just in case we do watch it. And yeah, we are. So if you want to join Patreon, phase 2 tier and up, call in for the world's watch along movie night. We'll be doing that, like I said, 6 p.m. PST. What else for the patrons? If you want, you can join patrons. You guys got now when this drops on podcast feed, and I apologize, there's gonna be a plane going by. Usually I throw it to one of the boys, but like I said, Taylor's late, so I'm holding this down till he gets in here. Usually or sorry, no, when you're listening to this, you got about 10 days, so you can join Patreon for a bunch of other stuff. You can join it for the War of the Worlds, you can join it. We got every episode we've ever done on there ad free. You get exclusive episodes. Later on next week we're going to be recording, or it's still got some 10-year content we didn't finish, our top 10 video games and TV shows. We just couldn't get time to finish it, but that will be coming exclusively for the patrons. But yeah, so you got 10 days to vote. You got exclusive episodes, early episodes, ad-free episodes, all that good jazz. But yeah, our 1994 Golden Geese, the nominees are out. I'm looking at the docket right now, and it's I always love, because let's see, there's a couple of these that I thought was going to be like just game over, and it's not. So it's going to be interesting when we get down to that. But I think it's because we're doing a Geek Verse on the Saturday of D23, so that's going to be a D23 show, but also to announce the winners of Golden Geek. So we're doing that. Just lots of good stuff. So subscribe to feeds, we very much appreciate it. I've done all the plugging, and then finally on my little thing, I got to pull up, I think I have it on a calendar. So now obviously GV Day, we had some announcements where you bring the gauntlet back. We'll talk about that more in Extra Life, or around Extra Life, but we're bringing it back just for the gauntlet, or just for Extra Life. Our 2 teasers are up for our next 2 films, so you'll look at that. And then I did announce, obviously, that Trask told you is going twice a week. That's just because, so honestly, my God, it's a loud car. That's just because honestly, the way my schedule's gonna work out, you know what? I feel like I need like the clip. What's the longest clip we have here? Oh my God, we got no long clip. I'll play you
So
that.
let's make this simple. I say name, you say Scott Calvin. Name.
Kris Kringle.
Name.
Sinterklaas.
Name.
Père Noël. Babo Natale. Père Nicole.
Papa Gijo.
Okay, Calvin. Maybe a couple hours in the
Geek Verse.
go change your mind.
There you go. Taylorfield Classic. Better than the loudest fucking car. It's the people over there. They got some loud vehicles every time they leave, loud stuff. But anyways, I did announce, Trask told you, is going twice a week. As I've said before, I think that's starting the second week of September, not the first week of September, because that's back to school, other stuff's going on. But yeah, the plan is right now is going to be Monday and Wednesday. I'm trying to narrow down a time, but I'm thinking like 12:30 p.m. PST every day, because the way it works is because I get an hour lunch break, and once the kids go back to school and the twins are doing daycare and Emily's doing stuff, whether it's working on other things, I'm gonna have time. And I'm a person that I take all my breaks together. I don't like 15 there, hour there. Now obviously there's sometimes if people are sick, whatnot, that can always change. So if I can't do an hour break, sometimes it might be pre-recorded, because I might record it like before work or after work, or it might switch a day or two. But that's kind of the plan right now, is Monday and Wednesday in the afternoon. So if there's some podcast that drops at midnight in the morning, you got that, but then mine will drop as well. And it's going to be, like regular Trask told you, but it's going to be those are going to be like just half an hour to an hour. Sometimes they might just be half an hour. It's just going to get on there, talk about a single topic, maybe a couple if it's there, and I'll try and pick topics that I feel that are, obviously we'll still have newscasts, but I'm going to probably try and pick topics that are more just Trask oriented, that I can just rant on for a little bit. And and sometimes they're going to be like Monday, going to be lots of box office talk. I can't remember what it was, but I got up something planned for 2025 or 26. I can reveal here because it's not a big plan. Don't worry. It's not like, what is he we're killing time. I've talked about this for many years, and last year obviously the twins came, so I didn't have time. I very much want to in the early year. So one day will always be news, and then the next day, if there's news and a topic, then I'll definitely talk about it. But the thing I'm going to do is I want to do like a March Madness for actors and actresses, though, because I've always talked about like, oh, here's my top 10, here's that. Like obviously I have mine, but I've always want to put a list like, hey, who currently, not of all time, like currently. And by current, I'd say like I'm gonna say taking the last 5 years of body work. To me, that's when you look at who's the best currently. 5 years is like a good, to me, referendum of that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna same thing as Oscars or Golden Geeks. I'm gonna make the list, but you guys are gonna vote, and then we're gonna go over the results every day and see who gets it. Because like for me, it's funny because like for a while I always said it was like for actresses for a while I had Lupita there, and then Florence Pugh took her place, and then Emma Stone. I think Emma Stone's the current GOAT. For actors, I don't know, because I thought Adam Driver. I still think he is pound for pound. If you give him a script along with everybody else, he can do it. I think he's had some strings and some stuff. Megalopolis did not help, but that's kind of what it's going to be. If there's no news, I'm always going to have stuff in the back pocket. And I'm going to ask you guys and gals and everyone else in between as far as like, hey, what do you want me to talk about? Broad, evergreen stuff. But yeah, always going to try and keep it about half an hour to an hour. And yeah, just because I have the time, I'm going to tinker with it because we were tinkering with some other stuff too. Even me and Taylor talked about tinkering with some stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Lots of good stuff. And that's why, again, big thank you to everybody that support us GV Day, supports patrons, listen to the show. Like we said, we're having our best numbers in the last 2.5 years because everyone listens and supports us. That's when I can go, hey, we can afford to do some trash. Totally try that. We can afford to do maybe this new show we've talked about doing in the new year, like that type of stuff. There's other things we've talked about bringing back and everything. So, and look out, 2026 is going to be a fun time. We got fun retros planned. I'm not sure when we're going to have the polls up for. Definitely after Golden Geeks. At some point in the fall, we will do the retro poll because, as we said, you guys unlocked that. The patrons are going to unlock a movie franchise, and we're going to do it. I have to discuss with the boys. I think it's going to be a limit of 7 to 8 as far as the films. I have to see because we have retros planned out for the year, and then I think there's like 7 8 months where there's some wiggle room, but I will take a look. Some stuff could always be moved, but because I wasn't sure if we're going to get that. And again, thank you to everyone that supports us and hit that stretch goal and whatnot. So yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Chad, if you have anything to ask me just personally, fire away before Taylor gets in here. I don't want to go into the topics, so oh my, what the fuck is that? Oh wow, do you see this thing do you see that thing in the green room there? Did you see the thing? Did you see the thing on the green room?
I was just
when you came in.
What am I looking at?
Okay, watch. Hang on. Watch.
Waiting. It's Taylor Field, by the way, at Lakewater Taylor Field, joining Travis. The podcaster Travis entered the studio.
Do you see that update? Which I feel
Yeah.
like you don't really need that because I feel like it's just like you can see at the bottom. But there you go. Harder for me to sneak in and mess with you in Kirkland when that happens.
Yeah, now we know.
Taylor, how you been? You can talk because I got a loud family behind me.
Loud family. Is it your family or is it a baseball family? Oh, it's one of those families. Oh, I'm doing good. It's busy. Mondays are busy. My goodness. Got my mom coming to town tomorrow. Got just doing day-to-day stuff, trying to get all expenses, adult stuff sorted out before the end of the month, and vacation coming up at the beginning of next month, and all this just craziness. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else.
Yeah, apparently my street corner is like the busiest I've ever been. I actually, because it's a bit lighter, I would have podcasted inside, but our AC is out. We're the repair guys come and look at it tomorrow, and luckily it's cooler here. But I'm really hoping before Friday because Friday's supposed to get really hot here. But yeah, the AC went out on you haven't watched it, and this is the other thing. Yeah, check out the gimmicks back in 2 weeks, and then I just haven't had the time. I am going to re-edit the last GMO stream we did. Just a nightmare stream, Taylor. I'm not gonna get into because we got a long cast, but also I was in my bedroom with no AC. What? So the AC went out, so I was in that bedroom, no AC, so just like sweating like for 2 hours. The stream ended up going 2.5 hours because what happened was because I had a fan plugged in, I forgot to plug in the GV laptop, so that died midstream. So I had to boot the stream up, and then when we played the game in March, we had server issues. Ever since then, we've never had issue. The game crashed on us 3 times, so we had to start over on some certain saves, and you can't start exactly where you are, so we had to repeat some stuff. And then in the middle of the stream, S-Bubs' PlayStation had to update, so it wasn't long, but like update. So it was just like a complete disaster. And like I said, I even said to Emma, I'm like, okay, we got no AC. I'm gonna make this really quick as it's every time we start a new season GM mode, it's like that the episode 1's the shortest because we only do a few things just to set it up. And I was like, oh, this will be the quick one. And yeah, I jinxed it. And yeah, longest GMO stream. I was sweating like the dickens. It was just, and literally with the laptop, with the servers, there's been no issues for 5 months. And that day when I'm sweating like a race hog, yeah, it's but you know, GMO God, you know, gonna go 3-0 soon, you know, look out. But yeah, let's get into it. Mr. Field, what have you been watching, if
What have I
anything?
been watching? Let me look at the list. So I went and saw Weapons again.
You
For the
talked about
second
that.
time. Did I talk about that?
I swear you did. Were
I
we
don't know what
not?
we've been watching. I know I dropped it in the Discord.
No, you did with
Um,
Kirkland last because you saw it on Cheap Tuesday, right? And you guys did Weekly Geek on Wednesday.
No, actually, I took Madison on a Thursday, I think. Hang
That
on,
makes
let me
no sense.
see.
No. Oh wait, no. Weekly Geek was Thursday, wasn't it? You
I
guys talked
took
about it.
Madison August 13th. What day was August 13th? That was a Wednesday.
Yeah, and then the Thursday was Weekly Geek when you talked
Thursday
about
was,
it.
oh,
but-
I thought Tuesday was the weekly geek. Thursday was the weekly. Okay.
No, you guys did on the 14th. I got it right here.
On the 14th.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was okay. That was good. I'll leave that. But other than that, what did I watch? I watched Sense and Sensibility.
Was that a Madison pick?
How did I get onto this? So I saw a trailer. I'm not even sure if it's one of the ones that you included in tonight, but it has, what is her name? It has, oh, where is
Kate
she?
Winslet,
Thompson.
Emma
Emma
Thompson?
Thompson is basically up north, burying her
What trailer do I have that
husband's
has Emma Thompson?
No, I don't
in?
know. I don't know if it is one of the ones you included tonight, but she's basically she's up north and she's scattering her husband's ashes, but she sees a girl run out of the bushes and like serial killer or someone is like abducts her and takes this woman back to his
This
house.
is a new movie?
It's a new movie. I saw a trailer.
This isn't
for it,
Sense and Sensibility.
No, this is a new movie, but this is the start of the journey. So I saw Emma Thompson's in. Emma Thompson goes like full Rambo and try to save this woman in this house.
What?
And it's just by complete fluke. And so I was like, I'm gonna just click on Emma Thompson's IMDb, and then I saw this movie Sense and Sensibility. I saw, oh, it's Jane Austen, same author who did Pride and Prejudice. Madison really likes Pride and Prejudice. So I thought, oh, let's put it on because we watched The Duchess not too long ago, and I thought, oh, let's kind of stick with this because the movie has Hugh Grant, has Kate Winslet, Alan Rickman. Like it's got a pretty awesome cast of characters. Hugh Laurie is in there too. House. What's up?
What movie is this? Is it The Dead of the Winter? Is it that one? Or is
It
it three?
does take place in winter, so it could be that one.
Okay, she's like wearing a toque, it looks like.
Yes, yeah.
Woman traveling alone snowbound northern interrupts the kidnapping of a teenage girl hours for the nearest town. No phone service. She realizes she's the young girl's only hope. Wow. That's interesting. That's got Judy Gears in this. Okay. It's got me curious. What's this director done?
So it's definitely on my radar because I just thought, Emma Thompson and whatnot. But I thought it was funny because Emma Thompson in this Sense and Sensibility movie, his opposing love interest is Hugh Grant, and yet they're brother and sister when you get into Love Actually. And then it's funny because Emma Thompson's married to Alan Rickman in that movie, but then he is basically the love interest of Kate Winslet in this movie. And then you have the lady who played Professor Umbridge, who's in Sense and Sensibility as well. It's a whole, all the British,
All the
British
Love
people.
Actually Potter people. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen the movie in full. If I have, it's been a long time ago.
It's a long movie. It caught me off guard how long it was. I mean, it's just over 2 hours, but it feels a lot longer than that. But in a good way. We enjoy those movies. They're fun to watch and break down. Other than that, I think we're just kind of Madison started watching The Office again, so that's been kind of up and
I
running.
think you guys start that every year.
We usually do it every year, yeah. And I've been thinking about maybe giving it a go and watching that new Office Paper Company show that came out where
The Paper, yeah.
Yeah, The Paper has jumped over and he's the same character but on that show. So we'll see. I might get into that, but other than that, I think I'm just starting to get into the Halloween mood now because you get up in the morning, it's got that fall kind of vibe. I'm thinking, oh, Halloween. I want those
Not
horror
there yet,
movies.
but
Oh,
yeah.
I'm there. I'm waiting for the Halloween stores to open up.
End of August they should be open up. We looked up because we're talking about costumes and whatnot. So that it? Just Sense and Sensibility?
Yeah,
Office?
well, yeah, just that. I did see on Netflix that they added No Country for Old Men, so I'm gonna be popping that up because I was checking
should.
streaming and I didn't see it on streaming anywhere for a while. So I'm hopping on that. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, you could have asked me borrow my Blu-ray, you know?
You got the Blu-ray?
Oh yeah, that's a top. I think I have all my movies that are on top 10 I own physical.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
you can check out the Patreon. We did a whole episode of that, like our
Mhm.
top 10s and whatnot. But yeah, that to
So
me
you
is a
own
must.
your physicals of top 10 TV shows?
Um, so I don't want to spoil the list when we get there, but I think I do. I honestly think I do.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
because I think most of my favorite shows, I will say this is not a spoiler, people would understand it's there. Hannibal, I don't own that. I should see if there's some sort of box set or something, because I actually in the fall or in the winter wanted to watch it and it was streaming nowhere. I made the mistake it was on Netflix and it went off, so I should actually make a note of that. I'm sure they've made a
Let's see.
box set somewhere, but
Yeah, you can get like a Blu-ray on Amazon, $54, seasons 1 to 3.
there we go. So maybe I will have to I'll have to put down the Christmas list there. But yeah, so I've watched a lot. Let's see. I suppose that paper show is a cash grab, but it's like 5 years too late. Ride the COVID office branding hype. I agree. So I'm not an office. So here we've talked about this before, but in case people are new, I'm a massive fan. I can't say massive. I don't know. Like I watch every like
You watch it every year, multiple
no,
times.
yeah, that's I'm like I can't say I'm massive, but I'm saying I'm a massive enjoyer and a big fan of the English Office that had like Martin Freeman and the guy who's the fucking guy in Pirates that has the one eye. What's his name in Pirates?
His name in Pirates is Raggedy.
Yeah, so he plays the Dwight role in the British Office, and then obviously Ricky Gervais. So I love that. Did not love the American Office. Don't think it's completely awful. I think it's also just like for me, it's overrated. I think the way people talk about it, I just feel like this is. It's probably the same way I talk about Friends, be like, but like Friends is actually a high quality TV. But anyway, so the only reason yeah, absolutely, the only reason I'm interested in the paper is just because of Domhnall Gleeson's in it, though. So that's the only reason I've thought about watching it.
I didn't even realize he was in that one. I didn't.
He
Realize
plays
was
like
in
the Steve Carell role in this. I think he's the boss who's
there.
like
really
kind of aloof. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, and he is like I never thought he'd one of my favorite actors, but he is an actor that like if he's in anything, I will watch it. Like I watched a show where him and Steve Carell. I'm not sure if you heard of this at all. There's a show I think it was last year or the year before. Steve Carell's a therapist and he gets kidnapped by a serial killer. Domhnall Gleeson plays a serial
is this
killer.
an Apple TV thing?
It might have been. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember how I feel like I watched it on Amazon. But anyway, so he kidnaps Steve Carell and just says like, "You're gonna be locked in my basement until you make it that I don't kill people." And it was like
Patient.
it was like a good like little miniseries. I think it ended like kind of a little It almost ended like there should be another season, but there wasn't. But yeah, it was an interesting. Kidnaps therapist says, "Hey, you got to help me, and I'm not letting you go till I don't want to kill people." But it's good. I watched a couple a year. Oh fuck, what was it? There's some show too where he was like with a woman, and they said like by the age of 40 they'd run away together no matter what their lives were. I can't remember, but yeah, Domhnall Gleeson's kind of this guy that I'll watch anything in. So I might watch the paper just for him, but I don't think S Bubs is wrong about too late on the COVID hype. And I feel like I know the Oscar guys in it. I feel like they need like 1 to 2 more Office characters as well. I think that would have helped, but you never know. Maybe it'll catch on. But yeah. So I said this before you got on. Before we get in the news, I'll finish what we've been watching. I had a fun game, but I'm not gonna play it tonight because we got lots of news. I got some news that I didn't even hit you with. There was some breaking news, Taylor. So
The breaking news is that hang on, let me guess. Is that
There's 2.
Fuck. Oh, I saw something. Fuck.
There's one in the Discord, but then there's one that just happened like in the last hour. You would not have seen.
It's
it,
the
I
Lord of
don't
the Rings, right?
think. Yes, Frodo. Yeah.
That was the last hour because I saw IGN
Nope.
posted it 12 hours ago.
No, that was the Discord one. I said the other one is there's scuttlebutt going around that Zoe Kravitz is in the Batman 2. That's what I added that I didn't tell you, but yeah.
Oh,
So
I just assumed she would be.
she would be?
Yeah, I just assumed she would be.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about in the news. The fact
good.
that she's
Okay, yeah.
No, I said wouldn't be, not would be.
Oh, wouldn't be?
Yes, that's why I put it in the news. Yes,
Oh, that
'cause-
is news. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. It's like the Deadpool thing. Yeah, I can assume that because so we'll get there. But I'll quickly run down the list here. So for the first time since the theaters, we watched Superman because that was out on digital, so we got that. Kids been asking to watch it again. Ellie hasn't seen it, so we watched it. They loved it. I think I'm about the same. Like I have, like I think I'm very much right exactly the same. Maybe a little more on the 7.5, like a little more disliking it, but not like to a huge degree. But anyway, so we were watching this whole time. We're locked in, and I don't know why. I guess right because babies were starting to sleep. It was kind of quiet, so we weren't talking that much throughout the movie. This is Emily's first time watching it, and then we put the kids to bed and say, "Oh, what do you think about Superman?" And she goes, "Oh, no bueno." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I hated it." She hated
Hate,
Superman.
that's
Yeah,
a
she
strong word.
she would give it a failing grade. She said I could tell those on there. Yeah, she'd give it a failing
Fantastic
grade.
Four, though?
She hasn't seen it yet. No. We're gonna. I think because she hasn't seen all the Marvel movies. I think we're gonna wait till F4 is out, and then we'll watch Cap, Thunderbolts, and F4 like all together. Like wait for like a nice cold like fall day or like a shitty day out, and just watch them all together. Because the kids really want to watch Fantastic Four, but I still think I think it's a better home watch to me. Like I just think there's a lot of talking in there that's science jargon. But yeah, and because I've said this before. I know Superman's divisive, so but I still thought the lowest she would be like, oh, it was okay. But I did not think she said she hated it. But her primary thing is she said the writing wasn't that good, which I kind of agree on some points. I was defending the movie a lot last night. I couldn't believe myself. But and then two, she just found it. She was just too cheesy for her. So I think it's which I've heard some people say that too. It's like almost too comic booky. So for her, it was just too cheesy. So, but it's funny that like to show like we're not the same. Like she actually like kind of enjoyed the Jimmy Olsen stuff where I'm like, oh, that stuff's awful. Like I'd cut
Jimmy
it all.
Olsen was awesome in that
No,
movie.
get out of here. Get out of here. I watched also, let's see. That's what says my mom hated Superman. Said it was too corny and for kids. That's S-Bubs. That's the same take that what did I say? Oh, I screwed up. S says Travis, you said Scuttlebutt that Zoe Kravitz is in the Batman. Okay, that's my
thank
bad.
you, S-Bubs. That's why I was getting confused.
Sometimes I'm just on fucking, when I'm when we got a spice, oh my god, I got the loudest car and a fucking plane coming at me right now. It's like World War II. I literally was gonna cast inside because lately it's been busy on the road, but like I said, the AC that is a no bueno. But no, it's funny, I suppose, because there's a couple people I talked to the Vlogger stream, which obviously they like a lot of Snyder stuff, but other people too, where it's just like that is a thing, and it's funny because I feel even at times when I watch the cartoons with the Emily, she's like, oh, like these again, like Superman or Batman. So I do think if you don't like that type of stuff, I've heard from more at least like on one hand amount of people saying it's cheesy. So it's obviously it still did good enough, but it's interesting to see like after the fact. So yeah, there you go, S-Bubs. Emily was the same as my mom, but anyways, I watched. Oh, that fucking loud car's back. I had to play your Santa Claus Tim Allen clip because this car was super loud. So I let them watch that for 30 seconds. So yeah, I'll just quickly rattle off at the end of the year. I'll review all of these ones. But what is happening behind
Play
me?
the Santa Claus again. I'm always down to watch it.
Okay, so I watched The Surfer. Taylor, you should definitely watch The Surfer. That was that Nick Cage one,
right?
Where he's like wanting to surf and they won't let him surf because he doesn't live there. Man, it's just like a grade A class and like I think it's
for words.
Well, I am because I'm trying to. I don't want to spoil it because I do think you should watch it because it does have some Nick Cage isms in there. There's some stuff you would just laugh and just get a chuckle. They have these zoom ins on his face that are like I don't know. He's just like in a dream state and they'll zoom in on his face and it's just pure Nick Cage ism. But I'll just say there's a big theme of gaslighting in the movie and I think they did that very well. And again, I said this in the Discord, just made me even more sadder. Julie McMahon has passed away because Julie McMahon was in Nip Tuck, one of my favorite shows on all the seasons. And then like he did like a lot of like other TV, like he was in like CBS's like FBI. And I was like, oh man, like he's such an underappreciated actor. Like his agent, whoever just put him in stuff, like he's so much better than this. Like this is a guy who was like auditioning for Bond, like next to Daniel Craig. Like this guy has the chutzpah. And like in The Surfer, he's such a fun layered villain. It's so good. My only issue with the movie is it feels like I can't say in a non-spoilers way, but it feels like there's a whole act missing. They just jump from one thing to another. It's like, oh, I would have liked more of that. Like I'd say the ending is crazy, but it's kind of rushed to it. But man, Julie McMahon's so fucking good, and I'm so like depressed by that because I feel like people would have seen this and we would have started seeing him getting cast in like other things. And yeah, I highly recommend watch The Surfer. Yeah, especially for you, Tay. I think with the Nick Cage stuff, you'll like it. So whenever it pops up a streaming service, get that. Very interested to hear your thoughts on Eddington. Well, we'll talk about that now. Eddington, again, these are just mini reviews. You remember what Eddington was, Taylor?
Yeah, that was the in the town with what's his name? Oh my god, the
Joaquin
guy who
Phoenix?
played the emperor. Yeah, the emperor from Rome. Yeah.
The Emperor from and Gladiator. I'm
yeah.
like, what a poll. Like that movie he did like years ago. Let's see. Yeah, so I did not see it in theaters. I still wanted to, but it also was a movie that people know my thoughts here. Whereas, like, if I don't get around to, I'm not heartbroken because I've said this before. It's a movie about COVID. I have no interest in revisiting COVID movies or storylines right now because we're just like that's not that far away. And that was a shit time, like for me at least. Like I said, there's tons of stuff I always like. All of us, right? We've talked about it, but like, especially having kids, there's nothing to like. Luckily, we can be at home, but there's only so many times you can do a movie night and you can walk. But especially in winter, it's like everything was just shut down and all this stuff, right? So it's like not a time I want to revisit right now. So I was, and I'll say that's one thing about the movie. I think it encapsulates that tremendously. It encapsulates how much it sucks, and encapsulates how much people were like at odds with each other. The paranoia, how you can just fall down certain rabbit holes, like who you can trust, about like a lot of political stuff. Like it's nailed. Like hit I keep fucking this expression up, but it hits the nail on the head for the COVID times. I think the third act's like I don't know, I didn't feel like satisfied, not in a way because it's like, man, COVID really sucked. No, I just like felt like okay, like it felt like we were really building, and it didn't. I don't know. It felt maybe a little anticlimactic. It has a lot of like other political stuff too in there that it has to do with like riots and Black Lives Matter. So they hit on and that's the other thing. There's a lot of the movie, and there's also a lot of great actors. But I was kind of disappointed how little they were in there. I'm sure they did that just so they can get them in pay wise. But no, I thought it was really good. I think Ari Aster's still like. Even though Beau is Afraid it's a super fucking weird movie, and this is his least weird movie. Like Beau is Afraid, Midsommar, and Hereditary all have like supernatural or like weird stuff. This is just a flat out like nothing, no twist there. It's a flat out. It's these people in COVID. It's a modern day western. So I still gave it like a 4 out of 5. I thought it was very well made. Not a movie I think I'll ever like rewatch. I think Joaquin's great in the Joaquin. You know, he always has some stuff behind scenes sometimes being hard to work with, but like. That guy's just so damn good. I watched Heads of State. Do you know what that movie is, Taylor?
That's the John Cena one, and what's the other guy opposite of
Idris
him?
Elba. What do you think I gave that?
Yeah. Oh, I think you liked it more than you thought you would. I think you probably
So out of
gave
5.
it out of 5. I'm gonna say you gave it a 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 5.
Wow. No, 1 star down from your initial. 2.5 out of 5. It was fine. It was fun. I'm not gonna say it in case people are gonna watch it, but there is a cameo, and that person that cameos is only in it for about 2 to 4 minutes, and they steal the entire movie from John Cena, Idris Elba, and that guy is just the fucking shit, and I love him and everything. I'll wait to talk about this more when we get with Dylan, because he wanted to wait till what we were watching, but I watched Bring Her Back. You remember that one? The guys that did Talk to Me. It was like looking like that satanic movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta you should watch it, even though you're the person like I don't want to watch The Exorcist. Bring that stuff back home. It is like that. It's a super fucking. You might have to watch it. It might be my Golden Geeks pick, to be honest. I rarely in movies wince or am like really that surprised. There was 3 times in this movie that happened to me. What a ride! And it's like. Sally Hawkins is fucking incredible. The kid, I can't remember his name, but he's on the poster. That kid is fucking incredible. The acting in this movie is just sublime. It's like I think it could be like a little longer. I think it runs like it's a little faster pace than I want, but there's some stuff in here too. I don't even want to say it. So when you see it the first time, it's gnarly. You will wince. It's gross because it's my favorite type of pain.
Good.
Where sometimes in the Saw movies they'll do stuff for like. I don't know what that feels like. I've never done this. Stuff happens in this movie, like, oh, I know what that would feel like. And if it went to that degree, that'd be awful. So it's yeah. I'll just say, if anyone's seen the movie, the fruit eating scene, holy fuck. That was the first thing that happened. And I was like, oh my God. And it goes on for so goddamn long. But yeah, I loved that movie. That's probably one of my favorite horror movies the last decade. Because I liked Talk to Me a lot, but I didn't love it. Like I didn't love it, but Bring Her Back, man, that was fantastic. We'll talk more in Dylan's on, but let's see. I suppose you're talking about Heads of State. I gave it 3 out of 5. I'm a huge fan of the director. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, no, it was a fun time. Heads of State. Like it wasn't offensive. Like I never really laughed other than that cameo S bumps. And I wasn't like chuckling. I still thought even if it's a bad movie, I might laugh more, but I didn't. And then I think the last one I can talk about here is I watched Together. Do you remember what that is?
Oh yeah, that was Franco and his wife, right? How was that?
Yeah, they get stuck together. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's like I said on TV Day though, I was spoiled by the ending, so it kind of sucks. The whole movie's
Don't
building
tell
towards.
me. Don't tell
No,
me.
no, when do I just go and spoil stuff? The movie just came out a couple weeks ago. I spoiled by the ending, so that sucked because I like it's like how's this gonna get resolved? And I'd seen an image like okay, this is how it's gonna get resolved. But yeah, really interesting. The best way I describe it's one of those type of horror movies that feels like it would be in an anthology or like an episode of Tales of the Crypt, but it's like expanded. And kind of same thing. I think they could have dove into some stuff. Like I feel like honestly, my biggest complaint about movies this year is like they're just not long enough, and that could be theater wise, that could be the budget, so I get that, but there's just so much time where I'm like, oh, if this movie had like 20 more minutes it'd be just a little bit better. But no, I think you'll really enjoy it. There's some like body horror stuff in there, but I don't think anything like I even think like you and Madison could watch it and like it could be a fun type of date night movie. Don't get me wrong, the third act gets a little gross, but like I think it gets like just on the line of being too over the top. But I think there's also actually some good relationship stuff in there. Obviously, they're married, so they have good chemistry, but there's actually some really good just like stuff I think everybody could kind of relate to at one point or another from whether it's the male or female perspective. And yeah, it's yeah. I don't want to say more because I think you'll see that one, and I think you'll enjoy it. That I give it like a 4 out of 5. That one was really enjoyable. I would watch it again because it was fun, but I'm not in no rush. And then the other thing I will watch, which I'm going to talk about again because I'm going to wait till I finish it. But I can't remember. It didn't get much love. It got one nom in the 1994 Golden Geeks. I feel like what did on Letterboxd? Didn't you give Interview with the Vampire 4 out of 5? Were you somewhere around then? Did you enjoy that movie?
I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, I was telling Madison about the TV show and how you were enjoying it.
You should fucking watch it, man. This show is so much better. This and like the guy that plays Lestat. Seen him in fucking only 8 hours of my life. I'm ready to put him on the man crush list. This fucking guy, Sam Reed, where has he been my whole life? He's so goddamn good. Because what he does as Lestat is he chooses the scenery like Cruise did in the movie, but like, he actually brings it down and make it like a believable character. He doesn't feel like he's always so broad all the time. And man, it's so good. And like just like put it in perspective, like I don't know, spoilers for 1994 that movie, but like they try to kill Lestat at one point, right? Like Tom Cruise. And what would you say? That's like 40 minutes in the movie, something like that, right?
Even longer, I feel like.
You think so?
It felt like it was definitely a ways off from the start of the movie.
Really?
I gave
Okay.
it 3.5 though.
Okay. The show I think you'll enjoy more. Save it for spooky season. But either way, like when they try to kill Lestat, that's not till the finale of season 1, and that's 8 hours. So to put in perspective how much in the book and there's so much in the book they leave about how much stuff is not in the movie versus the book. But yeah, I've heard good things about it, and I like the movie Interview with the Vampire. It's fun, but it does feel like it's lacking. So it's okay. I've heard good things, and I don't know why I clicked on. Maybe it was just I was doing like lore diving. I saw that they had like there's 13 books and stuff, but yeah, this show I got to see how season 2 goes and season 3. Obviously, I can't do it now, but this is a show that could end up in my top 10. This is just a Trav show too, but like I love it. It's horror, it's weird, it's sexy, and fucking this guy Sam Reed, who's playing Lestat, which is so good because I haven't even finished season 2, and I watched the trailer for season 3 because season 3 is all about just Lestat when he tries to become a rock star. Holy fuck, man! I cannot. I'm telling you, if anyone likes vampires, you like horror, if you like anything that movie, fucking watch Interview with the Vampire. Believe the hype. I've heard the hype. Oh my god, man! This show, I was hooked. I went through that. I watched a couple episodes, and then I went through one season in one day. It was good stuff. So
AMC, how about that?
it's on Crave if you have Crave.
It's on Crave. Okay, I
Yeah.
got Crave.
So there you go. And then no Patreon questions. Clay, we didn't have time because Taylor was late, and then I was with the pool. The kids then just got it. We didn't have time to watch the trailers. Taylor, you do a quick look up his iconography. He asked if we were Richard Linklater fans, and I think like. Here's the thing: I am a fan of his work, but I don't think if I'm making a list of the top 25. I'll say favorite directors. I won't say best. I'll say favorite. I don't think he's on there for me. Like stuff like Boyhood, I think is a really cool thing. Do you remember the movie they did a couple years ago where they found this kid and they filmed him for like 10 years and like in the movie he
No.
like, oh, you've never heard of this?
No.
It's a movie that they filmed for 10 years and they let the kid age like naturally. So every year they would get together. It's Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette. They'd like go through all his like elementary to high school, like graduation, and they filmed like scenes every year. So the kid was age. They didn't get a new actor. He was always aging, and all the actors did too. Very cool experiment. I just thought the movie itself, other than the gimmick, was fine. Even Hitman last year with Glenn Powell, I enjoyed it, but I did not love it like I thought I was going to. I think that's a movie that was heavily like, because the actors came to play, I enjoyed it. But and like Adria, God, what's her name? I keep forgetting. Adria Drona. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. Like I'll look more, but yeah, I don't think he's one of my guys. I think he'd always make a movie that I'm always gonna pass, and like probably like a bare minimum 7 out of 10. But and I have to watch. I've actually never finished the Midnight series, so I have to do that. But did he do School Rock?
He did, yeah. I was just
Okay,
saying that.
and that to me is like Jack Black's probably best
He did
performance
the
too.
Hitman, which came out 2 years ago. I never saw that one though. Were you just talking about that?
I was just talking
Oh,
about
good,
that. Yeah.
good. Sorry, I was looking at all the different things on his list here. There's this movie that he did with Keanu Reeves called A Scanner Darkly. Have you heard of this? It's got a weird
Yeah.
filter on it.
Oh yeah, that anime one. Oh yeah, and then isn't it based off of
Robert Downey Jr., Winona Ryder, Woody Harrelson, Keanu Reeves. Holy shit.
Oh, and I feel like I thought it was based off someone's work. Yeah, Philip K. Dick. So the same writer that wrote Blade Runner and stuff like that. Like he's a big sci-fi writer. It's based off his work. I feel like
Oh.
I've seen it only when I was young, so I have no idea. That'd be what a cast. Keanu and Woody Harrelson. Yeah, I should take a look at that. But yeah, so I like his work, and maybe Clay, I do need to go back. Like, look at that, Scanning Darkly. I need to watch the Midnight series. I'm not sure if you know what that is, Taylor. There's a trilogy. It's a rom-com trilogy, or I'll just say a romantic movie of just different eras of this couple and stuff like that. I think they might break
Mhm.
up. It's like, oh, I guess it's because before sunset, before midnight. What's the first one? Hang on, there is another one. Oh, before sunrise. There you go. So maybe I gotta get some of this older stuff, but the stuff that I have seen more recently haven't like absolutely loved. But you know,
Cool.
Dazed and Confused 5-star movies. I love. Yeah, exactly. Like that's kind of like an obvious one. I have to go back and watch that too. It's been a while, but like that's one that yes, it's great. But that's where it's the overall catalog. But yeah, we talked about Naked Gun a couple weeks ago. Yeah, there's controversy because we'll get in the news here, but Taylor. Me, Taylor Kirkland saw Naked Gun together. I was beside Taylor. He was having a gay old time. He was laughing his ass off, and then I look at his letterbox, 3.5 out of 5. He can say whatever he wants. He was not laughing like a 3.5 out of 5. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because not like every joke hit with me, but the ones that did really played, and I loved it. Like that's a movie I'm gonna watch many times in my life. I love Liam Neeson doing humor. So, but yeah, Taylor, defend yourself because you were, like I said, you were laughing way harder than a 3.5.
I was laughing. It was enjoyable, but I think I'll probably watch it once, maybe two more times, and that'll probably
What?
be it. It's
That's a
not one
lie.
that I'm gonna like. I would have to.
You're gonna watch
space
it one more
out.
time. You're gonna watch it one more time, and there's gonna be other jokes that you laugh at. You're like, you know what? This is funnier than I thought.
I'd have to space it out because I think it's just one of those kind of slapstick ones that's just like, it's good and it hits hard on that first time. It'll hit hard on the second time, but space it out. I can't just watch it like back to back too close to like my previous watch. I'd have to have that bigger gap in between. But no, like Liam Neeson, he's phenomenal in that movie, and I did really, really enjoy the movie. But I was just thinking afterwards in retrospect, like, okay, yeah, like where does it sit with my other films? Like, how do I feel about this movie on its own? Like, yeah, I think I feel good about it being like a 3.5 because there were some things that I laughed a lot at, and then there was still a lot of stuff that I wasn't laughing at, stuff that kind of went over my head too. But I really just appreciate the level of detail and just the in behind them background jokes that they kind of got up, like it's not a spoiler.
Cold
but
cases.
Yeah, that's like a prime example. So yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna make Madison watch it too because I think
Make her
she'll get a
watch
kick
it.
out of it. Make her watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Emily watch it too because she's like, yeah, I'm so interested because I
hate
want.
this.
I wanted, yeah, no, I know she'll like more than Superman. I wanted to tell her about the cameo, I'll just say that in the last 15 minutes, the big actor that cameos in place of somebody. Yeah. And I was like, oh, there's this great one. I'm like, oh, I don't want to tell you because that's a good surprise. But as Pippa says, his biggest takeaway is that Pamela Anderson was great in it. Yeah, she
was phenomenal.
She was great. I would say not for Taylor, but for US Bubs, you should watch The Last Showgirl. It's about a movie where she plays like a Vegas showgirl and they get told that the show's shutting down. So it's like, what are you going to do after? You haven't seen The Wrestler yet. You should do a double feature. I suppose I told you to watch The Wrestler. You should do a double feature of The Wrestler and The Last Showgirl because it feels like it's like similar beats. But the thing is,
good people in this movie. Why shouldn't I watch it?
I just don't know if it's your tempo. It's very indie and stuff. And again, not to spoil anything, but like, I'm not gonna say it's his best role, but Batista's in The Last Showgirl. He's fucking real good. He plays the club, like the dance choreographer, the dance owner. Like if he like runs the show, he's really good. And same thing that movie too. Same thing. I would need a little bit more, especially the end. They introduced a few very interesting storylines, and we don't get enough of it. Maybe people maybe feel like, oh, we'll watch a TV show, but no, it's just like I just feel like there's certain beats in movies lately they introduce and you don't get the full Monty. But yeah, Last Showgirl, she's really good in it. Especially there's a really great scene in the last third act too. So yeah, no, it's a really enjoyable movie. Good one. Not as good as The Wrestler. Watch Wrestler, but all right. So let's take our first ad break and then we're gonna be right back. And we are back. So Taylor, you write that down because you get the upload. No, I'm joking.
What?
The upload's mine tonight. Let's see. Yes, I saw this. Batista was the official best wrestler turned actor according to Hollywood Reporter. That's like the easiest fucking poll of all. Like, it's not like, don't get me wrong. Rock has been great at times. Cena's been great, but like, it's the classic. They're playing checkers while Batista's playing chess. Like, Batista's on like a different Batista, even though we'll see with Rock and the Smashing Machine, Batista I could believe could win an Oscar one day. We'll see with Smashing Machine. I don't think Cena could, but yeah, Batista by far is like, he's so fucking good. That's the guy, man. I have like a list of actors. If we were lucky enough to break it through, I would love Batista to become a GB guy. I feel like we get along Batista, and I would put him in so much shit, man. That guy's he's so talented. He should be in more main character stuff. Have you seen that movie with him and Mila Jovovich yet? I haven't.
I want to.
I want to too. Yeah. They put Rock and Cena, Rock at 2, Cena at 3, and Cope was top 5 somehow. Let me just quickly pull up this list, Taylor. Hang on. Best wrestler actors, Hollywood Reporter. Because I got to see who Cope's above S-Bubs. Because I know I'm a Cope guy, but Cope's legitimately he has some good chops. Okay, so Batista was number 1, Rock was 2, Cena was 3, Right Piper was 4. Yeah, Cope was 5. Kevin Nash was 6, Hulk Hogan was 7, Paul White, The Big Show was 8, Jesse Ventura was 9, and Andre the Giant was 10. Honestly, maybe you're just saying LOL because like that is not a big list. Cope, I would definitely put as 5. Like Andre is great in Princess Diaries, but that's about it. Cena's easily. How do you feel about? So I imagine Taylor, you agree that the Batista is the best like wrestler turn actor, right?
I would say Batista's the best.
So where are you in the Cena versus Rock scenario?
I would take The Rock over Cena.
Really? You think he's a better actor?
I think The Rock is definitely a little bit more diverse, even though, yes, you can make the joke where he does like 10 movies wearing the same clothes and the same look and everything like that. Sure. But I feel like he's got just a little bit more kind of punch behind his acting. And Cena, everything I see him in, he's literally the same. He's just doing the same. Even Peacemaker, like it's the same as his character from Blockers.
Yeah, which is his best. Peacemaker's best role because he gets to like do some drama, right? Like when he gets to kill his dad in season 1, spoilers. Like that is a good scene. I think I'm with Taylor right now, where I've seen Rock do more drama stuff yet, or I haven't seen Cena do enough drama stuff yet. And the times that he has, it hasn't been good. He's not great in Bumblebee. And look at when he's in Fast and Furious. Remember when he was in the first one, he's a complete villain, and then the next movie he was just like Dom's brother joking around because they realized he can only do that. So like, don't get me wrong. If you say, hey, you're making a comedy, and who would you rather draft? I actually would take Cena over Rock because I think Cena is just like I think he just has better. I think The Rock is sometimes afraid to make fun of himself, where I don't think John Cena is. I think John Cena will do whatever for the joke, right? But for like that movie coming out with Smashing Machine, where Rock's playing like the drug addicted UFC fighter, I don't. I saw a trailer, and I think Rock's gonna be great in it. I don't think Cena can do that yet, so I'd put Rock, over Cena right now. So, but as Super Mike says, easily. Espo says, I feel like I just haven't seen Cope in enough stuff, so it was funny. I haven't really. It's just based on my wrestling like stuff, like like obviously there's some stuff now in AEW, but like he was always back in the better as far as like character and promo stuff. But let's get into some Marvel news. So we'll start with these two. Not quick hits, but they are in a sense. But I thought they're worth bringing up because it's kind of a revolving door on both of them, right? But I think this one's like a no-duh. So we'll start with probably an easy one. But so on Friday, an S tier scooper came out and said officially, because you guys talked about a bit last week where Ryan Reynolds posted the Avengers logo, and then like, okay, what does that mean? And then they said on Friday, hey, we've heard he's in it. The wrinkle in this that another S tier scooper came out and said that they heard he's not in it. I'm just gonna say that, in my personal opinion, there's two things. Either the other S tier scooper was just looking for traffic. Like I think it was Hollywood Reporter that said yes, and Deadline that said no, or it might be the other way around. Someone can correct me in the chat. I forgot to look up. But either you got bad information and you're gonna look really bad come time Avengers, or it's Marvel like trying to like deter it. But like I'm gonna say as of right now, it's looking like Deadpool. What I am surprised about is I thought Secret Wars was a lock. Him being in Doomsday is, I'll say, a little surprising. Not too surprising, because obviously the MCU's had a rocky year. Even Fantastic Four, like, it's just going to barely break 500 for the first time in 18 years, Taylor. DC's going to win the box office, Isn't that crazy? 18 years?
That's pretty nuts.
That's it since the Dark Knight. Bale and Nolan have been carrying that for a little bit, but does it surprise you at all that he's going to be in Doomsday? This didn't say and Secret Wars, but I'm going to assume if he's in one, he's in both of them. Did it surprise you that sounds like that's an official thing? And then also, what would you have him? What do you think he's going to do in Doomsday? Would he be like a supporting character? Would it be a cameo just to set up Secret Wars? Does he have a big role? Like, what is your mindset on the Deadpool and Doomsday part?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting if we're going to be having this movie with its main narrative, and it's just going to pull you out for certain little mini sequences or little quick little cuts where you have the fourth wall being broken and you have just Deadpool, Wade Wilson doing his thing. But I'm down for that. I think he's going to serve as that comedic relief, and just they've established that he wants to join that bigger team. He wants to be an Avenger and all that. So they're going to give it to him, and we're going to see him just like pop off in there. I don't think he's going to die. I think he's just going to come in.
And you think he's going to be on the Avengers team though?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to help the Avengers. I don't think he's ever going to get to be on the team.
No, I think if we're looking at Team Doom is the thing here, and they got like King Thanos and everyone on there, and then we've got all the other teams, the Thunderbolt Avengers team, the new Avengers, and then we got the original Avengers team, Loki, all these different teams. I think Deadpool's gonna pop in, and Sam Wilson is gonna be like, I need you, Wade Wilson. They got the same last name.
No, he's gonna push away. I feel like you get the memory of Goldfish. You hosted Weekly Geek last week.
Yeah, it was Team Loki versus Team Doom.
And who was rumored to be on Team Loki? Deadpool.
Oh,
yes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so I wonder, because it kind of comes into all of it. Because the thing is, like, I get it from Marvel's POV, right? Of like, you get Ryan Reynolds in there, big star, people love Deadpool, massive movie. So yeah, that'll help. I do hope. I think in this one it should be a smaller role, because like we already got like a lot of already saying you have Doctor Doom, and then you have Thor, and then the Avengers. Let's say if Thor's in the Avengers, fine. So you got Doctor Doom, Avengers, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. To me, that's already like that's way too much in my opinion. And there could be a Spider-Man jumping around, like that's way too much. So it's like, oh, Deadpool. And then there was another scooper that they're not a S tier, they're like a C tier, but they said like, oh, I've heard that both X-23 and Wolverine are in it. What I think is going to happen is, and Superman Mike says, I got to be a brief cameo. Having him in there too much would take a lot away from space for other characters. I agree. What I think is going to happen is, I don't think it's an end credit because they want to set it up. I think it's Doctor Doom or whatever. Bad guys are going to win, and it's going to go to shit. I think now I pitched this with Thanos. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to do a similar to Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest ending, where we got a few heroes remaining. We're all down, but my pitch is what I think is a portal's going to open, and that's where you get Team Loki, because Loki can walk out. You leave Thor alive, so he can act very shocked when he sees Loki. You get that moment, so he can be the Barbossa. But then he's not going to say, I have some friends with me, but something like, I have some people here to help. And that's where you get Deadpool, X-23, Wolverine, some of these multiverse people. And that sets up Secret Wars, I think. The same way as, like, skip ahead. If you haven't seen Superman, spoilers for the last few minutes of Superman. So skip ahead like 2 minutes. But I thought it was a great way. And I think it's better than a cameo. The way Supergirl came in, got Crypto and set up, hey, that's the next movie. If you want to see her more, she's coming up. I think that's the same way. Like, you could make that an end credit, but I think you really want to show people, like, no, like, this isn't just an end credit. Like, this part of the movie, like Deadpool, Wolverine, all these people, like, they're going to be in the next movie and they're going to be big deals. So I think it's going to be a small role, because I know Secret Wars might be the close of the multiverse, but I feel like in that movie you can have like, in Secret Wars, do you think it's easier for Deadpool to do his fourth wall breaking and kind of be a bit more crazier when you're dealing with, like, multiple universes and characters crashing into each other?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So that's why I feel like you get something. And Mike says you probably give him your first PG F-bomb. Well, they can't, because unless you've been in the movie, but remember, they already gave that to Guardians. Remember? Open the fucking door. They let Star-Lord have it. Which Taylor made it grow. Taylor looked disgusted. I liked that joke. I thought it was good enough. But that wouldn't be bad if Loki does a spiel. They walk down. If you had Deadpool look at a character in the camera and said "Avengers fucking assemble," and then that's when like, it's on. But yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. But I guess I'm less. Okay, Travis at the beginning of the year is surprised Deadpool's in Doomsday. Travis, after seeing the box office of the last 3 Marvel movies, is not surprised Deadpool is in Doomsday, because I think they just feel like they need to get everybody back on board. And man, I just feel like these 2 movies gotta be so expensive. I feel like they gotta be more expensive than Endgame and Infinity War. Pirates 4. Together, probably. Separately, I don't think that. But yeah, I hope it works out for them, because if they spend all this money and these movies just also crater, like, how do you feel? Because now, obviously, we'll probably talk about, like, a next time we do a draft update. But how do you feel now that Superman officially beat F4? Because you had F4 beating Superman, but that's not happening. It's going to come on like a whole, like, maybe like 125 million less than that. And yeah, so F4 was going to be, it's about 500. Cap is like 419, and Thunderbolts is like 392. Now that they've had such a rough year, what was your thoughts on now F4? Seemingly they had kind of 2 weeks in a row of, like, massive, like, 60% drops, and didn't really have the legs that they were likely hoping for.
It's unfortunate it didn't do that well in that regard, but it's a good movie. It really is. And all I'm hearing is people, like, they're enjoying the movie. So I think that's still a win. And when you look at like, what are they're obviously going to look at the money first, which is kind of a shame. But I think, hey, if they look at the money and then they also look at the reception and they see, hey, we didn't make a lot of money, but we got a really, really good reception here with this. I hope that they take that and they run with that a little bit more, instead of like, oh, it didn't make enough money, well, we got to redo the whole thing. And it's like, no, don't. Like, people enjoyed this movie. Like, you did something right. I think the only reason that it was straggling a little bit behind was because you had Jurassic World, you had Superman, and then you also have a very rough buildup of MCU movies to this point. Thunderbolts was great, and that did a bit better than I was expecting it to be, in terms of its narrative and whatnot and its characters. But with Captain America, Brave New World, and just the TV shows and everything that's kind of been building up to this point, it's been very convoluted and damaging, and that's where you can't really get excited about Fantastic Four ahead of time, because it's like, well, what do we have excited to be for about? Like,
yeah,
that's the problem.
And I've said this before, like, I don't think I think I'm validated. F4 is not like an A-list team. Like, maybe they can get them that, but they're not. Just because they were A-list in the comic books doesn't mean they were A-list there. I was trying to look and see, because I knew this was a stat, but I didn't have this. I think the stat is okay. Let's see here, because let's say it gets 500. I'm trying to find the last time, because Fantastic Four is like at 470. Fuck, every plane in the world's going by tonight. I think the stat
Probably
was
hear
that
it.
it's like, yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, here comes Fantastic Four. The stat was like it's the biggest single Marvel movie like debut in quite a while. So let me take a look. So right now it's at 469. Okay, Eternals made 401. Shang-Chi made 432. Captain Marvel. Okay, so you know what? If you want to have a positive spin, even though Captain Marvel, $1.1 billion, it's the biggest debut film for the MCU since 2019. So like with no like sequel or existing characters, it's the biggest. So you could say that's a win. And I agree. I think it's a twofold. I think it's like if I can say it's a win, I don't know, because I guarantee you, I think they thought I was going to beat Superman, and I think they thought I was going to do a lot better than 500.
Yeah.
I think it's what do they call it in tennis when you just keep tying?
Oh,
Because it's like 40
God.
love, and then I can't remember what it is, but like I'll just say it's like a push. It's like kind of a tie. I think it's because I think even though Thunderbolts had a better reception, I think that's if we were doing like the Star Wars chart, that's technically a loss, and Captain America's a loss. If what Mike was talking about when he said, "Oh, could you have a push category?" Because we're not doing that, but if we did it in this situation, I would say it is like a push or a draw because I think there's equally good things and equally bad things about it. If I had to edge, I would say it's a win for now, but it's like a light like a 51 versus 49% win because I think there's lots of other reasons. And I still think they should have put it in November and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. And like I said, I think all this stuff is why Deadpool's and Avengers won and all. Like I think they are very much trying to get people on board. So when they get to X-Men, they'll like the two Avengers movies. They've made their money and then people are hopefully in love with the MCU. But I don't know what's going to happen. It could be the start of the DCU. But even though I would not pick Supergirl or Clayface to beat Spider-Man or Avengers Doomsday next year, I'm not making that pizza bet.
No,
So.
Spider-Man, like whatever happens with Doomsday, I mean, Spider-Man is just going to take the cake. Holy shit, that movie's just...
You think Spider-Man could be bigger than Doomsday?
I think it could be bigger. Well, yeah, just because you got Spider-Man, Hulk, Punisher, that's 3 right there. And then the whole array of
Downey?
Spider-Man villains.
Right, I can't...
Yeah,
Downey,
I think
Ryan
so,
Reynolds... Dooms, you think it could be bigger than those?
I've spoken to a few people now that like, oh, what do you think about Wolverine and Deadpool? And a lot of people are not really hot on it. Like even I think Dylan is kind of not as hot on it anymore. And I think the longer people stew on it, it's like, yeah, I can't really go back and like enjoy it as much. It's like the first Deadpool, yeah, they has rewatched.
I don't trust those people.
I like the movie a lot, and I will rewatch it a lot. But a lot of people I bop into, they're like, yeah, that movie was just like, it relied a lot on like certain things, and a lot of the jokes were like too much and all this mumbo jumbo. So,
But do you think they're not going to go see Avengers Doomsday?
I think they will.
Yeah,
But
I just
think
feel
if it
like
was between the two, if they could only go to one superhero movie, and some people do, some people don't go to every superhero movie. They'll only go to like one. They're the
especially now.
off and on. And I think that they'll go to see a Spider-Man over Avengers Doomsday. I think they'll be like, oh, we got Frank Castle Punisher in here. That's cool.
Yeah, he was on Daredevil. Didn't even break the top 10 most streamed shows that month. You got Hulk.
It's a TV show. It's a TV show.
Doomsday's gonna have the F4, gonna have Thunderbolts. It's gonna have Chris Hemsworth. It's gonna have Tom Hiddleston. It's gonna have Downey. Now you got Ryan Reynolds. If you get Jackman in there, you got the original X-Men. You got Ian McKellen in there. You got Patrick Stewart. I'd pizza bet you on that.
What are the parameters then exactly? Just
Bigger
office
box
earnings?
office. Bigger. Yeah, when it's over, Doomsday will do better than Spider-Man. Shh, Mike, don't say anything yet.
Oh no, I'm out, Mike. Okay, I'm out. If Mike didn't say that comment, I was gonna go for it.
Mike
Christmas
said
magic.
Avengers
Oh,
are gonna have
no.
that Christmas magic. You took that away from me. Damn it.
I was gonna go for it.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can't beat Christmas magic. God damn. I
Yeah.
didn't realize
Oh
that.
yeah, that reminds just something that annoyed me so much last week. These fucking two jokers over here. I put the Shrek 5 delay news to reads off. Yeah, I got nothing to say about this. We talked forever about how big that December was and all the movies how Shrek 5 could win. So I thought Shrek 5 moving, that's a massive deal because that kind of takes off the board. And they didn't even say the whole part of that news. We're not going to talk about it tonight, but I said Shrek 5 moves. It has the same release date as Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Well, that
Then
wasn't
I-
in the
oh,
notes. That wasn't in the notes.
that was in the notes. I swear it was in the notes.
No, it wasn't in the notes.
Do we need
I'll
to
check
do this?
those receipts. I'll
Dude,
get the receipts. Let's check.
If it's not, then I screwed up. But still, the other thing was a good talking point. Let's see. He's gonna go delete the comment before I can even see
I
it.
got to get in there quick. Okay.
Oh, I did just put Shrek 5 delayed. I'll give it to
I
Taylor.
told you receipts.
You guys think Shrek wins or Spider-Verse wins? Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
I don't think that'll happen. I think Spider-Verse or Shrek would move. I think it would be Spider-Verse. I think that's way too similar audience, but it's weird because I think Shrek, people have been waiting a long time to see Shrek again, so they're excited. Where I think Spider-Verse has like a bit of like, there's almost been too long since Across. Like there's a right amount of you've taken too long, you've lost my interest, versus you've been gone for a long time and I've missed you. Because remember, Spider-Verse was supposed to be out like last year. So, so and not that the audience knows that, but again, it's just that thing of like, kids grow up and that's a current age where Shrek is going to have like multiple. So I would still pick Shrek. And yeah, I think Avengers now is going to win Christmas because I don't need no Jumanji sweep hashtag in there. Jumanji will do definitely well, but I still think Avengers would beat that. Ice Age 6, it will be fine, but it's never been a big one. Dune to me is not a Christmas movie, so now that Shrek's off the board, I think Avengers has that. But speaking of that, what Spider-Man might have. So two things happened. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but again, the guy that's playing Scorpion on his Instagram posted another photo of Scorpion covered in the black symbiote. And then there was this not a fun controversy, but a controversy nonetheless, where they're done filming in Glasgow, but there was someone took a picture of a sign. It said symbiosis and it had like a little definition below it.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, look at this, look at this thing from the set. This is looking very interesting. And then someone came out and they went like some fan in Glasgow was like, oh, don't worry about that. Like that, there's a club called Symbiosis here. Like that's what it is. It's a nightclub. Okay. And then the people, but hang on. But then the people have too much time on their hands, I guess. But some fan online then messaged said club in Glasgow called Symbiosis. And that club said, that's not us. Like that has nothing to do with us. That is, oh, now you got a fucking crotch rocket going by. My God. Look how bright this thing is. That guy's been by fucking twice tonight.
Did you create that term crotch rocket or did you hear that from somewhere?
I heard that's been around forever.
Really?
You've never heard the
heard
term
that.
crotch rocket?
No.
Chat, please tell me you've heard this. But anyway, so they messaged this club and Symbiosis says, hey, that poster is not ours. So I'm just saying where there's smoke, there's fire. They have the Symbiosis thing. They got if the fucking Scorpion guy keeps posting these photos, he's not Venom. I don't know. But the reason now why I've kind of come to terms on it, why I think it is going to happen, because obviously, like I said, there's smoke. So I didn't just come up with a trash story like, oh, see, it's in there. No. I just think, one, I know it's obvious, but like, what was the end credit of No Way Home, Taylor?
Oh, the end credit of No Way Home? Fuck, I just watched it. It was Tom Hardy's Venom in the bar.
Yes. But remember when he gets sucked up, he leaves a little piece of himself there.
Yeah.
So one, this is a good setup. I don't know if they're going to do it, but in the Secret Wars story, that's where Spider-Man gets the black suit originally, and then he takes it to Earth. My God. He takes it to Earth. But I thought about this, and one, you sell a lot of costumes, toys, whatever. You put them in Secret Wars. I don't know if they're for sure going to do this or not, but I don't know why I've never thought about this. So this is a Travis told you if it happens. I thought, man, how's there not a better way to get Tom Holland to fight Tobey Maguire in Secret Wars if he's got that black suit on and Tom Holland starts to get like a little too angry, a little too much? Like that's a perfect way of like, hey, we want to have a fight between Andrew Garfield and Tobey versus Tom. How do we do that? Boom, you get to have Tobey, who has experience with the black suit, so he would know the weakness. So I'm seeing the vision. So I'm seeing that you look, yeah, SPC chills. Yeah, exactly.
You think they would do it? You think they would go that way? Because that's pretty fucking hype.
Chills.
absolute. That to me is that's something you cannot avoid. Now, again, I thought Lucasfilm would do that in fucking Rebels with Darth Vader and Darth Maul, and they didn't. They're cowards. To me, especially in the last movie, No Way Home, with Peter already stopping Peter 2, stopping Peter 1 from killing Goblin. Can you imagine that, Taylor, where let's say when Toby and Peter meet back up, they're just in no costume form, right? And they're all happy to see it's been so long. And then imagine when they go to suit up. Toby gets that on. Oh, I'm getting it right now. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling the chills. He looks over and he sees fucking Tom Holland rocking the black symbiote suit. And and the thing is, like, let's say they're about to go into battle. So he can't like talk to him about it. And I'm not saying he turns on him right away, but like, I'm telling you, that's a fucking moment right there. If Tobey Maguire being like, oh my God, I know what this fucking suit's gonna do to him. And then he can tell Andrew Garfield, and Garfield's like, oh, are you sure? Like, he seems fine, and maybe he's more violent. Like, I think it fits with, and even then, maybe somehow he ends up working with Doom a little bit. I don't know. But if it isn't Spider-Man, I think we've talked about this before. Spider-Man is alone, has nobody. He's probably gonna be pretty angry. Frank Castle has nobody. He's always angry. Hulk's gonna become Savage Hulk. He's angry. Introducing the symbiote, that's all about like making someone more angry, more violent. So like the symbiote fits with the theme they're rocking already with Hulk and Punisher right now, right? So what do you think about all this? Do you think this go ahead.
Is this symbiote going to be talking like the Tom Hardy's Venom, or is it going to be talking not at all like the Toby?
I don't think at all.
Raimi
No,
one?
I think they would do their own distinct version.
Okay. I'm down for this. I think they set it up. I want to see it. I really, really do. I think that would be really, really cool to see Tom Holland rocking that Venom black Spidey suit. And the idea there that stands, hey, if Tobey Maguire pops in and is like, hey, I've got experience with this, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to see how that unfolds and the dynamic. So I'm game for that. That'd be pretty sweet. It depends. If we're gonna go that route, that seems like it's a bold take, and I don't know if that takes guts. I don't know if they have the guts to do that right now. They want to be safe.
They can't be safe. That's what got them here, I think. Being too safe.
But I feel like being too safe. No, I think they were bold by doing all these different projects and just spreading themselves too thin.
That was bold. I think I just mean like like, I don't know. Could you like? I feel like it would take you a long time to tell me the plot of the Marvels or like the Eternals. Like, I mean, safe by like their stories wise, they just went into let's make generic comic book movie mode for a while. I'm not even gonna say Eternals is that. I won't say that for Eternals, but I'll say that the Marvels, Captain America for sure. Like, what else do we got in there that's come out recently? Thor: Love and Thunder probably for sure. Even though I'd say that maybe it wasn't safe going with Taika's style, but I think a lot of that stuff, and even then the TV shows, they played those, I think, really safe and by the number. So I think you're right where they did get a little risky, but I think they could have got risky and been okay. They got risky with Guardians. They got risky. Avengers was a risk itself, right? Like Captain Marvel was a risk. Like, they took some risks. It's just because it was a well-oiled machine, it paid off. But I just think like that's such a good trajectory of Spider-Man 4 is about him being a street whatever level guy. You get him with the symbiote. Secret Wars, you deal with him doing the symbiote stuff. Then Spider-Man 5, you do your own Venom. You do Spider-Man Venom. And then Spider-Man 6, that's when you either send Tom Holland off or you kill him off. That's when you get Miles in. That's like a perfect, to me, like trilogy right there of events. But I want to show you because this was done by the actual guy who does the concept art for the movies for Spider-Man. I don't know why he did it. If anyone in the chat can remember why, but this concept art is from I think it's from No Way Home, but it's the guy that does the concept art for the movies. Oh, is there other slides? Is there actually? Oh, there is. Okay. But that suit, like, that's gonna sell some toys. That's gonna be on some posters and whatnot. Like, that's a good looking
cool.
symbiote suit, you know? So but yeah, do you think it's happening? Do you think like this club stuff is, or the symbiosis poster is nothing? Do you think the Scorpion actor posting stuff on Instagram, he's just trying to get rise people? So like, other than the storyline wise, do you think it's actually happening?
I think it'll happen. You're kind of convincing me on it.
There you go.
Like, it does make sense. So, and I think Feige wants to impress. So, yeah.
There you go. Taylor didn't believe me, but I hit him with the.
Huh? Isn't that right? Huh, brother?
There you go.
Yeah. When we get that first teaser of Avengers Secret Wars and we see Tom and Toby fighting, oh my god, because people love that. In the first Avengers, Iron Man, Cap, and Thor fought, right? People love that stuff. So, well, let's take another ad break and then we'll be right back with I don't know what's next. I think I know what's next. We'll figure that out. Be right back. And we're back. I feel like I'm missing something in my notes here, but we'll go with this and then I'll figure out after. So I got two news here where one's not news, one's just like a spoiler because this is the second time he's done it. There's like some reunion con that the Lord of the Rings cast was doing. And I'm not sure if you've seen the clip. I put in the Discord, but Ian McKellen, they ask him about Gollum and he stands like, well, I can only tell you about three things. And he's like, well, Andy Serkis is directing it and it has a character named Gandalf. And I have a character named Frodo. And Elijah Wood is there while he's talking. Elijah Wood does not look pissed off at all, but he definitely not as thunder. He just definitely had a face like, I don't think you can be saying this. Whether they meant to be a surprise or whether it's
what are they gonna do though? What are they gonna do to him? Like, what's the worst they could do? Is he sign a contract saying a non-disclosure agreement? The man hopefully lives a long time, but I mean, it's not like they can do much to this poor guy.
Yeah, or no, I'm looking at it from Elijah Wood's perspective that he's not signed on to anything yet and would kind of maybe like to sometimes feel negotiate, right? So another actor just be like, oh yeah, he's in there.
Ian
then
forced his hand.
I don't think he'd know. I think Ian's older and he was just talking, having fun. But
didn't even know they were doing a movie.
Well, no, I think he knows. He's talking about it just kind of puts that out there. So we have this last year. I'm pretty sure. Didn't we talk about Ian McKellen let it slip that Viggo Mortensen was coming back, right? Didn't he say something like that? Yeah.
I think he did say something.
He spoiled that he's in the movie, that Viggo's in the movie, and Wood's in the movie. I've said this before. I'll say this again. I think this is I won't say a recipe for disaster, but I just don't know. I think there's more downside than upside. And it's tough because I get it. It can make money. People will be there. I just don't know what we can accomplish with this movie still. And I even thought that one was just about the hunt for Gollum. But now when it's like, oh, we're getting the whole gang back together. So we know we're getting some bad fucking de-aged CGI coming up. Hopefully it's not bad. Hopefully they make it do very well and do some of the Mando or Boba Fett Luke. They get that guy. Hopefully Viggo and especially Elijah playing Frodo from 20 years ago. Come on now. It's just I know this is based off some chapters. What I'm gonna say is probably sacrilege, but I'm in this mood. I said this last month. I think you'll push back with me. I don't care. People can keep pushing back. I said at this point, if Star Wars in the next couple of years doesn't figure it out, I'm completely fine if they say, hey, we're just gonna remake it. We're gonna start over. Hang on, we're gonna start over. And we can go different routes. And know why, Taylor? The canon that you like, your 66, your Darth Plagueis, that doesn't have to get affected. Nothing's affected because that stays in a nice bubble. And you can still do animation. You can still do comics in the original Star Wars timeline. But we're going to get to a point where if people reject stuff, it's like people just want to see the Skywalkers. And I guess maybe just bring Rey back, right? I'm saying if that's if they fail, I would not be opposed because I have episodes 1 to 9. They're not going anywhere. I have Andor, all that doesn't go anywhere. It's the same thing. Taylor, you like Michael Keaton's Batman. That didn't go anywhere when they rebooted it with Christian Bale. His story's still there.
Yeah, that's true. I see it as very different. Star Wars is different than how DC does their thing and whatnot.
Yeah, but Harry Potter's doing it. I'm just telling you to buckle up. I'm telling we're also not that long way. And here's my thing. And this is what I'm pitching. I'm not pitching just remake Lord of the Rings. I'm pitching some that people might not even like more. And I wonder if Kirkland, if he's hearing this, if he's going to get hot about it. I would rather, instead of this hunt for Gollum thing, I would rather them say, you know what? People will be so mad. I think we found a story and we're going to do a sequel to Return the King. I would rather them do that. Because at least that would be
crazy. What do you even do, though?
Anything. You know why? Because it's free. It's free money. It's on the board. You can do whatever you want. You don't got to pay an extra person to go CGI, whatever. And Kirk will back me up, and I don't think he got far. But Token, remember, he was writing a sequel to Lord of the Rings, and he just never completed it, whether he chose not to or ran out of time. But you can look it up. He was writing one originally. So even himself, so you could even fucking bullshit a little bit and be like, oh, we got, so they could like buy the rights to that work. Be like, oh, we've taken some of the, because remember what the Star Wars trilogy did, the sequel trilogy, where they bought the scripts from George, like, oh yeah, we're gonna use some of those ideas, and they did. Luke being a hermit was George's idea. Ray didn't have, I can't remember what her name was, but the character of Ray was in George's script as like the main protagonist. It was supposed to, so for everyone it's like, oh, fucking Disney that made this woke female. It's like, no, George made Ray the main character. His plan was, and Luke was going to be a hermit there too. So they could do that with, oh, we bought the ideas from Token that he had wrote, like got talked to some, we got those ideas and we're going to expand upon those. I would be much more interested. Now, granted, that is way bigger room for error, because a prequel and it sucks, you just write off, you go, oh, whatever, that's happened before. We still got those visuals. A sequel sucking, that could be very dangerous, but it's just, for me, it's like I have zero interest in what they're going to do with the Hunt of Gollum, and then bringing back Elijah Wood and Vigo. It's like I just don't, again, it just feels like a pure money grab, and that's why it's everything in Hollywood, of course, is for money, but there is always, to me, a perfect balance of for money and the passion. This just feels like a full-on, let's get all these actors back so they can be in the fucking trailer and people are going to come pay to see their money. But yeah, that's what I would say. Taylor, if you had a door and you could only walk through one, and it was to get the Hunt for Gollum or it's to get the fourth Lord of the Rings, what would you do?
I take the Hunt for Gollum over the fourth Lord of the Rings.
This is fucking prequel apologist.
I can't. I don't know what story they would do for a sequel to Return of the King. And at this point,
better than the fucking 2.5 hours just looking for Gollum.
I think with Gollum, you got the Nazgul in there. You got like riding on their horseback, and you got some really cool shit where Sauron hasn't turned yet. Like you got some really neat things.
No, you don't. Christopher Lee's dead.
Oh, okay. If we're going to a concert where the Christopher Lee is going to appear and talk to us, I'm sure they can throw him into a movie.
That's different. We're seeing Lord of the Rings at concert in September. He recorded that video and they have him. He did not record scenes for the Hunt of Gollum.
No, but I bet you they could sneak him in there somehow.
Oh my god!
But I just think that what between the two, I would take Hunt for Gollum. But if I had my pick of the litter, I'd probably take give me the first 5 minutes, that intro fight scene of Middle Earth that takes place in Rings of Power that they just skimped over. That's what I want. I want
but they can't do that
to be in here. I want all that.
They can't do any of that
going on. It's fucking.
They don't have the rights to that. They can't do any of that.
It's Jason bullshit. Friday the 13th bullshit. That's what it is.
Well, blame Token and his estate. I'm just saying, you're gonna watch the Hunt for Gollum in this multiverse. Be like, oh, cool, they caught Gollum, and then I'd be walking the theater and be like, man, you wouldn't believe what they did. They did this, and you'd be like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. You'd be getting new actors. You'd be getting more fucking Orlando Bloom back. You get because you get all that's a good thing with this movie. You can get everyone back because they could just be playing their aged self. They don't got to do anything, any of this bullshit. You can get the whole fellowship back, Taylor. Every single one of them for a new adventure. We're in danger again, and the Fellowship of the Ring has to come back.
Why would they? Come back? I'm pretty sure Gimli goes to the what do you call it?
Just as sure as a rock is covered in chills already.
Gimli goes to the lands of the Undying Lands.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he does. I was reading about it.
Does he?
Go to the
I know Legolas does, and I know Samwise does because he carried the ring for a little bit.
Why is Gimli allowed to go to the Undying Lands? I can understand Frodo and Sam being allowed.
Yeah.
But why was Gimli? According to my understanding, Aman was meant for the immortal, with a few exceptions, taking place after the War of the Ring.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gimli was a dwarf, very much an elf friend.
He was a friend. So it's just saying he did go.
Yes, he did go to the Undying Lands.
I've not read it in a while. My plan is to do the audiobook, hopefully this year, maybe next year, depending. But yeah, I've not read Return of the King in quite a while, so I forgot that because I know Sam goes after Rosie dies. He pimps off, But
Ditches the kids.
he does. After Rosie dies, he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna go see
Are you ditching
Frodo."
your kids? Are you gonna take one of those boats over there?
No, like I love you guys, but like, what's it like? I get it. They're probably like, oh yeah, they're all set and whatnot. But it's like, I assume they're gonna have grandkids. Like Frodo chose to leave. Like that's definitely some like something's going on with Sam and Frodo there. If he's leaving his kids to go be a Frodo, like I don't know.
So you're playing off the whole idea that okay, Frodo's talking to Sam. Frodo finished his book, and Sam's walking in there, and Frodo's like, "There's room for a little more," and then he hands the book off to Sam, and then he leaves. So that's the chapter you want. You want that Sam stories.
No,
Because
fuck Sam.
you're not getting Frodo and Gandalf coming back from the Undying Lands.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you don't come back from the Undying Lands though.
What?
Once you're there, it's a one-way trip.
No, nobody's ever gone.
Why the heck would they bring Frodo back from the Undying Lands? That's why they're doing the prequel.
Guess what, Taylor? Talk to Warner Brothers, and then they can pay me, and I'll write you that fucking script. But until then, we're not gonna do it tonight. You could say, write me, get ChatGPT to say, oh, write me a sequel of Lord of the Rings, and you'd probably be somewhat convinced, and then let me finish that off. Like, there's again, Tolkien was writing it, so if the guy he didn't write it, but if the guy who created all this shit at one point in his head thought, oh, I could do a sequel to this, he could. Let me see if there's anything on here. Let's see. Lord of the Rings sequel. That's not going to help me. Let's see. Why? Oh, it's a YouTube video, 4 minutes. Why J.R.R. Tolkien abandoned his, let's see. Why? Fill some air.
Let's see. Last time I read Return of the King, it was a long time ago. I didn't even finish it. I would have been in elementary school. I took it out of our library because it was in our library elementary school for some reason. Did not finish it. I remember when The Hobbit was just one book, and now you can get it, I think, in 3 books now or something like that because of the movies. So that's kind of neat.
Is that neat?
Not really. Just keep it to one book. It's one story. It's like Fantastic Beasts, being broken off into all these movies.
It's hard to.
Shin Godzilla is back in theaters now. I saw it playing at our local cinemas, which is pretty cool.
Okay, look at that. So, look, this already sounds like a Chat GPT title. You know what the title of the sequel is?
What?
The New Shadow. The New Shadow was an incomplete sequel to Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien quickly abandoned, but may have come back to. It's set during the reign of Aragorn's son. Oh, look at that. Tolkien originally set the story approximately 105 years after the fall of Barad-dûr, but decided in 1977 to set the story in the Fourth Age. The story revolves around a cult known as Dark Tree, 2 characters named Salen and Borlas. Let's see. He says, I did begin a story placed about 100 years ago after the downfall, but proved both sinister and depressing. See, that's the only reason he didn't write it. It's too dark. Since we are dealing with men, it is inevitable that we should be concerned with the most regrettable feature of their nature. They're quick, satiety with good. Okay, so that the people of Gondor in times of peace, justice, and prosperity would become disconnected and restless, while the dynasty descended from Aragon would become kings and governors like Denethor or worse. Oh man, I found that even so early there was an outcrop of revolutionary plots about a center secret of Satanistic, thank you, Travis, religion. While Gondorian boys were playing.
Gondorian boys.
And as he said, we're playing. This is from a letter that he wrote to somebody. We're playing to being orcs and going around doing damage. I could have written a thriller about the plot and discovering Overthor, but it would have taken just that. Not worth doing. So at one point he had it after Aragorn's death. So there's a lot of stuff. I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying. There's room up there, Taylor. You could write it, but I digress.
Yeah.
What I couldn't write is, so this is a very, I just put this in here just in case it blows up, it gets more, but this is just from a one source and it came out, and it's definitely, it's not even like a scoop because this could be something, but anyway, so he, I don't know what the movie is, but Zoe Kravitz was doing press for a movie, and I guess one of the press, was there asking questions, and they were told, and this is why it could be complete bullshit, but I'm just asking you, they were told that to not ask any questions about the Batman 2 because she's not in the Batman 2. And I mean bullshit, not saying this person's lying. I'm saying it could just be them saying, like, hey, don't say you're in the movie till we announce it. It could be same thing as Liza Wood, that, hey, they haven't agreed on money yet, so you can't say you're in it yet. But let's say this is true. Let's just, for the sake of it, say, hey, Zoe Kravitz is not in the Batman 2. You said at the beginning, we were talking about this, that would surprise you, right? Like, because you feel like I felt like that's a given to be her to be in there. So let's say we do eventually hear that is official not in here. What do you think?
I mean, it's definitely a surprise to me. They alluded to her returning at the end of the Penguin, and that's alluding
Right.
to, you know, obviously it's Batman Part 2 with the bat symbol going up in the sky. So it makes me wonder what their plan is. We know they're doing a Part 3, right? That's the goal.
Well, that's the goal. I don't know if that's happening, but
So
that's the goal.
there's clearly two ways about this. There's clear let's say the goal is, yeah, they're going to do the Part 3 and that's it. It's going to be a trilogy and then you're done because James Gunn's doing his thing. So you have very limited storytelling room here. So you're keeping her at bay and then going to bring her back in Part 3 for some reason. Maybe there's that, or the more likely thing, I think, that maybe she's just not going to play a part with Batman anymore. You know, she does, it'll be something very loose, but they're just going to bring her back in for like Penguin season 2 or something like that, and then that's it, and they're going to move along because, again, 3 movies, maybe they just want to really highlight getting other characters in there. Maybe they want to do a Robin or something if they do a time jump. I don't know. I think that if you keep Catwoman in there, and I'm okay with that, then you can... Maybe other people will just be overwhelmed if you have too many other characters popping in there. I don't know. I think it's a sandbox and they should pull from it, but maybe they're concerned about pulling too much considering it's a very limited window. Of course, they don't have that green lit for number 3 yet, so they're just working with, hey, let's just look at this like we only have Part 2 right now to work with, so let's just maybe keep it a little bit more grounded and focus on some other things that we want to tackle, whereas we already have Zoe Kravitz's character focused on in the first part. Let's move along.
Before I ask, because I'm gonna go more into it, not like a rant, but because we were supposed to do this on newscast, we didn't. Things changed, and Maddie asked just Dylan and myself on GVD. I'm like, oh, Taylor Kirkland, we'll talk about, and just things happened. What are your thoughts on if Robin's in the Batman Part 2?
What are my thoughts?
Do you like that? Especially,
I like that. I'd like to see more Robin.
Yeah, and you still like that in the sense of, like, remember, if the James Gunn's Batman's happening, that's about Batman and Robin. Granted, that's his son, but it's still a Batman and Robin story as well.
Yep, and I'd be down for it. I feel like, when was the last time we got a Robin? When was the last time?
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Even then,
Robin.
It was only like
you should use
Robin.
your real name.
I was only a half Robin, yeah. So
yeah,
I'm down
count.
to see some more. I'm down to see some more Robin here. I mean, I've been listening.
It's really 2 Batman movies back to back. We haven't gone, and you're just down to get them.
I'm down. I've been listening to the theme for Batman Forever lately. So.
Oh yeah.
That Batman and Robin theme.
That's the same guy that did the Interview with the Vampire. It's crazy. There's tons of tracks, not the show, but the movie. If you listen to the movie soundtrack for Interview with the Vampire and Batman Forever, because they're only a year apart, there's some parts that are identical in there. Like,
I'll have to do that. That's crazy.
You should. It's identical. But I really like his style. But yeah, I've talked about that before. I don't think that's a good idea if there's 2 Batman, because to me, I've said this before, if you're going to actually do 2 Batmans at the same time, you want them to be as different as possible. I think if both movies have a Robin that's not different as possible, that's very similar. And you brought up a good point, and that's where, for me, let's say we live in a universe where all this is true, right? Everything happens where, okay, Matt Reeves' Batman's going to happen, and then we're going to get Brave and Bold. For me, I'm getting my Robin fill right there, even though Dick Grayson's my favorite, so I'd hope that's the Robin in the Batman Part 2. But the way you pitched it, of which I agree, of let's say get the Batman Part 2. Okay, so you have Bruce's connection with Alfred, you have his connection with Gordon, you have to do, and you would have to have his connection with Selena to do. So if you do Robin, that's 4. I'm not saying you can't do that, but that's a lot of characters for Bruce to really interact with, right? That's not even counting the villain, that's not counting side characters, and his time as Batman. That's a lot. So I could see, if you're looking at dartboard of characters you have to cut, you can't cut Alfred, unless you're gonna kill him. To me, you can't cut Alfred. He's the guy in the chair. You can't cut Gordon because he's the guy on the ground and he's gonna give the bat signal. So like Catwoman would be the one to cut. But when you put it that way, then I would say I don't want Robin then right now. Like I love Dick Grayson. I love Robin. Ellie's middle name is Grayson because of that very fact. But for me, it's just like it's a time and a place. And for me, I thought they, like you said, with Penguin, they, were really setting her up. I still think even the end of the Batman, they're setting up that this will happen again. The only way, and I'm not even happy with this, I guess the only way I would feel of it less of a blow is at the times then they'd be like, yeah, we'd like to do more, the Batman stuff in HBO. If they say, hey, she's not in Batman 2, but we are going to do a Catwoman show on HBO like Penguin, then I'd say, okay, you know what, I can work with that. Because then, and also though, it has to come with the idea of Batman 3's happening. We're living in a world where I don't think that's happening. I hope it does, but if we get to a situation where, let's say there's no Catwoman show and they do Batman 2 and it's great, but whatever, they end it, like same thing like Snyder could have ended, and there's like Catwoman's just in the Batman, that feels very odd to me. That feels like that's an unclosed loop right there with that, what they set up. And granted, they didn't know that Gunn was going to take over and there's going to be a shared universe, all this stuff, right? But to me, that's where I think it's risky. So my hope is that they are just fucking around. They're just saying that to the press that, hey, yeah, she's not in it for whatever reason. Because I think there could be, even then, like for Selena to see Bruce adopting or even Batman adopting a kid, I think there's like some, I don't know, there's tons of potential, and the comics, the animation have shown like there's tons of story there. But again, just the current state, I would rather them focus on the Bruce and Selena dynamic than a Bruce and Robin or / Dick one. So I hope this is not a true thing. But if she is, I don't know, because I don't see us getting a show anytime soon. I think it's very much like Superman, where Superman came out, did, I think, well enough for them that they started going in production and talk about all these other projects. I think for us with the Batman 3 and shows on HBO, we're really not going to know until that sequel comes out, right? Because I really hope, I know it sounds bad, it's petty, but whatever, call me petty, I hope when the Batman 2 comes out, it does better than Superman. So then you can't say like, well, because if it does the same or less, I think it's over. I think unless they convince Matt Reeves to join DCU, but if it does more, I don't know how you tell your boss, how you tell shareholders, like, yeah, the most profitable DC movie we have right now going, we're not going to do it again because it's not my, my shared universe where all my toys are together and I have nothing to do with it. I think as like Zaslav, other people, they'd look at you and be like, I don't know if you should be the head of DC Studios. Like, it might suck, but like, just because at that point, if it does 2, you just go, fuck, okay, just let them finish 3 and then tell them like, hey, after 3 though, you're done. Like you said trilogy, you're getting a trilogy. Let's move along. And because to me, it's like, it's not like there's a lack of DC characters. Like obviously Matt Reeves took a long time to get the script done, but like between Wonder Woman and we're talking about doing the super fan, like there's so many DC characters you can do in the meantime. Like Batman can join the Justice League at any point and be a big deal. You don't have to have him there. So I hope this isn't true. And if it's not true, I hope there's a show. But yeah, I hope that, luckily it does sound like the Batman is going into production in spring. So the good thing is either late fall or early next year, we're going to start getting casting, and man, that's going to be fun. And we're going to know if she's back or not. And I hope so. I really do. So if Superman makes this, if Batman 2 makes over 800 million, we're for sure getting part 3. Would be financially irresponsible otherwise. I still think 700 because I think what Batman part 1 it's like 770 or something. Batman box office. I got it. I'm already beating you. 707
772.
That's not how you say it. It's 772 million to it. But yeah, for me, I believe if it just beats Superman, in my opinion. Where are you? Do you think it has to like just beat Superman, hit what it hit before, or do like what Mike says, 800 million? Like, what do you think is the point of Batman 3 is guaranteed?
Guaranteed?
Okay, the closest to being guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but let's say the closest. If here's a betting man, like, hey, what number do you think we got to hit? Because like if it beats Superman by like 1 million, would you think that's enough?
I think that's enough. I really do. I think
There's your answer.
that is a big statement, and James Gunn would be he'd be looking at that. He'd be inspecting that spreadsheet.
Yeah, so we will see. All right, let's take our final ad break. Then we're going to talk about a short film and some trailers. We'll be right back. And we are back. So we'll save if anyone. It's not going to be a big spoiler thing, but everyone wants. We're going to talk about some trailers, but we're going to also talk about the Friday the 13th short film. As I said at the beginning, it's not a just like fan one. This is the people that own, like, they've done this Jason Universe thing now, and they're doing this. And we're also going to talk about the short film in juxtaposition of they announced that there's going to be a new movie. They've not said who it's with. We'll get into that why, but we're going to talk about some trailers and we'll talk about that. So even if you've not watched it, go watch it. But you can hear us talk about just like broad strokes. It's only like 13 minutes after, like, before credits and stuff. But trailers today, we got Marty Supreme. We got, oh man, I forgot to watch one. Fuck, I forgot to watch.
You lead me because I wasn't able to watch them.
You won't watch any of them?
No, I don't have time. I had to watch the Jason.
Are you kidding me? You should have told me.
I
you
thought earlier
kidding
you
me?
said we're not talking trailers because you didn't watch trailers or something like that. So
Where's that receipt? Can you show me that receipt?
S-Pubs, tap in here.
What? No. That's what says no receipt of me saying we're not going to. I would have rather you talked or watched the trailers in Friday the 13th, but you know, I digress. Jesus Christ. All right, then I will quickly rattle fire them.
Rattle.
Marty Supreme. I wasn't looking forward to this. Tay, if you don't know the story, this is the Safdie brothers that directed Good Times. They directed Uncut Gems, but they had a falling out, so they're directing their own films. One, the Safdie brothers. He was the villain in Happy Gilmore. He's directing the Rock Smashing Machine one, and then the other one here, Josh Safdie. He's directing the what the fuck is it? Ping Pong. He's directing the Ping Pong movie with Timothée Chalamet. So very interesting. They both chose like sport-esque type of movie. I didn't have much interest when they said it's like a sports movie based on ping pong. I like ping pong, but I don't need a movie. But this trailer, really good. I'm looking way more forward to this than I thought. I hope I'm not butchering her name. The female interest in this is also, it's Dessa Zion or Eon. She was, I don't know if you remember this day, I reviewed it a long time ago. That new Hellraiser. Remember that one we talked about?
I remember.
Yeah, the female lead that was the good female lead, like the innocent person. She's in this. I really liked her. So no, this trailer did a good job in Timothée Chalamet. He's looking great. He's looking like he could win an Oscar here. He's, like I said before, he's looking like young Leo. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so mad you didn't watch The Keeper though, because The Keeper, even The Good Boy too, Keeper, man. So it's a trailer. It's from Osgood Perkins, the guy who did Long Legs and The Monkey.
Oh right, yeah, I was reading about this.
Yeah, so this, I think whoever is at Neon that gets his films, they got a good job of cutting trailers. It's always unique. So the trailer is about 2 minutes, and each minute is from the other character's point of view. So I can't remember their names, but I think it opens up and it's like Mia, like it shows her name in quotations, and then she tells the story, and it makes it seem like this person she's seeing could be like in satanic cult, a killer. Something's up with him. Something's not right. And you're like, oh, she's the lead of this story. What the fuck's wrong with this dude? And then it flips, and then it's like in quotations, Adam. And he's saying the exact same shit about her. He's saying, like, I can't trust her. I don't know who she is. So it's like, and they're showing all these great creepy shots, very like long leggish. And this one I was enjoying more because did you ever see The Monkey yet?
No.
Yeah, it's fine to me. Like it was a lot more funnier. It didn't hit with me, so I'm hoping he's going back more to like this kind of long leg stuff. Tatiana Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, she's the lead in this, and she looks great. But thought it was a really cool trailer. Where in this trailer, you literally, this feels like usually you would have a trailer where it's like, oh, here's the guy's version, here's the girl's version. We'll play them at different times. They literally put them together. It feels like two trailers added together, and it's so cool. And it's very, I'm going to say poor release date. It's coming out like November 14th. Don't know why this thing's not coming out October. Like to me, that's a miss in my opinion. I would push it then to like early 2026. So I don't think it's going to do that well. But even then, like okay, Long Legs did really well. Hang on, let me see. Long Legs box office did so 128 million, and The Monkey, I don't think it did anything. Let's see. 50 million globally. Oof.
Jesus.
68. Okay, but still, so it's like a half of what Long Legs did. So in November, I don't like that. But yeah, at some point here, maybe you'll see it when you go see a movie. But seek out The Keeper. That's looking good. And then, have you heard about this film called Good Boy?
Why does that sound familiar? It's
You
just
might have seen it like going around in like a Discord or the Facebook or whatnot. But anyway, so this is a movie. It's a horror movie about a
the
guy.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy's living in his house. I'm guessing he just moves into or something like that. And there's all these like ghosts and satanic stuff going on and people popping up. But I think the thing is he can't see him, but his dog can, because the way like always, right? We tell dogs have like a sixth sense, or in movies they always know the ghost. So the dog is fucking seeing all this stuff going on while the owner doesn't see it going on. And it's one of those, this is where it's just like, man, I will definitely see this. I think they said it was Shudder, but if it's in theaters, I will see this. This reminds me, which I feel like you still haven't seen. You haven't seen In a Violent Nature yet, right? That one that was like
Yep.
shot from. Oh, did you? Did you like
Yep.
that one?
It was very slow, but I did enjoy it.
Well, it's Jason, he's pretty slow, right? That's getting a sequel, so that'll be interesting. But that,
sequel, fuck.
yeah. But that reminds me of this, where it's like, okay, granted, I'm sure there's many movie ideas that haven't been made, right? But this is a movie idea that I've never seen before, and it looks like it's executed well. To say, hey, we're gonna tell this horror movie about, or this like, whatever ghost house movie from the perspective of the dog, and I'm so curious about that. And that's where it's like, even if this ends up being shit, they will get my support just for a man. That's a good gimmick and a good concept, and it looks like it's like at least we'll execute that. I think it'll be like a pass. Even in Violent Nature, I really enjoyed that. I thought the ending really kind of suffered and got. I just think it did not end strong, because even then too they say like, oh, it's about the perspective of the killer, but remember the end of the movie is like two people in a car talking about stuff that's happened. So it's like, well, the killer's not there, so that kind of goes against it stuff. So I will give this a chance just based on, okay, what the hell is this movie going to be? A dog? I think the only thing they just got to make sure is that like that runtime has to be key. Or it's like that other movie. Was it Host, that movie we watched during COVID where it was the people on the screens and whatnot?
Yeah, Host.
Again, a concept where it's like very clever, very well done, and then they get my support. So I think this one had like, because I remember Host runtime. I think we said the good thing about that. Let's see, Host.
It's pretty short.
Yeah, it's like 50 minutes or like, let's see here. It was British. I don't remember that. Let's see. Had a runtime of 56 minutes. And that's where it's like, granted, like, who knows what we do, but like with our first film, Adrenochrome, 49 minutes, there was a longer cut of that movie, but the reason it was 49 minutes, which technically not a short film, 40 minutes is in film festivals, that's a short film. So it is a film. There is like, I had a longer cut of that movie, but it just worked better at 49 minutes. There's stuff that either was just like, I thought the shots went on too long or didn't add anything to it, or it's stuff that I was like, you know what, this scene doesn't play as well as I want to, or it plays better with the scene out. So it's like, that's why I love, like, I think this movie should be something like what Host was. Like if it's like a 55-minute, even an hour, because I just feel like if this movie's like an hour and a half, if this movie's 2 hours, then I'm worried. Then I'm concerned because I don't know how that goes. But I feel like if I see a shorter runtime of this movie, I almost feel like that's like I'm more confident about it. But are you going to be checking out, obviously you didn't see the key, but are you going to be checking out Good Boy when you get a chance to?
I do. I want to see that movie. It's definitely, it's a unique perspective that you don't really get in a lot of other franchises. Like you already highlighted in Violent Nature and all those other films. I feel like it's something that's kind of like a trend right now to be tackling different perspectives outside of our own. Because we've gotten a few other things like
Mike's right about this. Remember Similar Presence this year about that haunted house goes from POV. Yeah, I do gotta check that out. I think the reason, I guess that's the reverse. Where that one, when I heard that, I guess it just didn't excite me. When it was like a lot of floating around, I was like, very cool, but like in Violent Nature, I'm like, oh, I want to see that. The Good Boy, like, oh, I want to see that. When they're like, oh, this is from the POV of the ghost, and they just kind of float around the whole movie. I'm like, like that. I wasn't running into like, and again, don't get me wrong, but that was a concept where like, okay, it is different. I don't know if I have interest in that movie. And I think that movie is very mixed, where I've heard the people I've talked to really, really enjoy it, or really like, not good. But I do want to see it. As well, says the trailers have an insane amount of likes. I think it'll be Shudder's biggest movie ever. I think I must be wrong. What'd you say?
I think it'll probably be Shudder's.
Yeah, I guess I must be wrong. I suppose you would know more than me. I'm definitely wrong. Terrifier was not Shudder, right? I think for a while I thought it was, but it's not. That's like Bloody Disgust or something, right? But like, if it's not Terrifier, then I think that concept of the dog and the horror, and good for Shudder. Like, hey, that's a fucking gold mine. I'd love for us to get one of our stuff in there, because Shudder, I love that service, man. That's one of my favorite streaming services out there. It's such a good time. As well as I feel like I have heard no one talk about Presence, which makes me think it wasn't that good. Yeah, and I like I said, I think I've talked to two people that did quite enjoy it and thought it was like a really well done. I think there's some good like emotional arcs there, but then I've talked to other people that are like, meh, so let's see. There you go. I think they produced or put money into Terrifier, but it did go to theaters and then had streaming rights too. Okay, so yeah, I could get with you then. Like original just streaming movie on Shudder. Yeah, then probably. But yeah, I thought they were that way. And then I do want to watch this Dangerous Animals from this year with Shudder as well. Yeah, as Super Mike, I saw your review. I want to watch. Have you seen that preview at all, Taylor?
No, I'm googling it now.
It's Jai Courtney.
This one. I have seen the preview. Yeah,
the shark boat one. Yeah, I want to see that too. That's on the list. I have a couple other ones this year I want to get to, but let's see. Because you haven't seen the trailers, I'll throw you this one quickly before we talk about Friday the 13th, because I didn't throw this in your news last week, so it's not as like relevant, but we're talking a lot of horror stuff now. What are your thoughts on, because I didn't want to throw this to Kirkland and spoil them, but what are your thoughts on, and we're last addendum, we're not going to drop any spoilers for the movie, but what are your thoughts on them, I guess, at Warner Bros. Kicking the can around, possibly doing a weapons prequel focusing on, I'll just say the villain for now. People probably have seen it, but like, what do you think about that?
I don't need it. I really don't. It's just.
You're defending Hunt for Gollum, but you can't defend the weapons prequel, hey?
I think when it comes to Lord of the Rings and that
you're going to say,
crew,
do people really need to know that story? And I could say the same thing about Gollum. Do people really need to know what he's doing?
Lord of the Rings and that original crew, it's been a freaking long time. We're in a whole new generation and era of people. So I think there's definitely room for that. But to just cash out on this without any real creativity, just be like, yeah, we're just going to, this movie was successful. Well, here we go. We're going to announce doing a prequel focusing on the villain. It's like, no, we don't need that. Is Hollywood so desperate to try and find that bang-a-rang of a horror franchise to just blow up into $1 billion IP?
Yes.
They got to just fucking relax. Jesus Christ. Like, it's insane. It's ridiculous. I think right now, like, horror is, it's trying. It's really, really trying. And we're getting some wins with vampires. We're getting some wins with other monster flicks too. But then a movie like this, I love weapons. I really do. And I love Barbarian. I think, okay, these are some gems in all of the chaos. And I think you just have to focus right now on these original stories, these one-offs. And you don't have to turn this into a massive thing. Like, I think what they're doing with... oh my God, Black Phone! I think that's a really, really good.
I can't
take,
fucking
right?
wait.
So,
that movie better deliver for me. It's so funny.
Go ahead.
It's when I was gonna put in 2020. The first thing I haven't searched this again. 2020, first thing that comes up is horror movie. So I guess I was just gonna see what we got this last decade. But yeah, Black Phone better deliver.
Well, and I feel like, again, that's something that, okay, we saw the first one and we didn't know how they're going to do a second one, yada, yada, yada. But then it's like, okay, no, I think they made that first one with this idea in mind for what the second one could be, and that they were just kind of keep going with it. And that's them not trying to just cash in on the huge success and make a bunch of money and all this and all that. That's them just like, hey, we got an idea and let's just kind of like build this. And hey, like, we've already talked about it lots, like, they're not doing any new Nightmare movies as of late, so run with something that's unique but similar.
I guess
Speechless.
I don't think it's a wrong thing to do, because it's just like people are inspired by anything. I'll just say I think Black Phone 2 is a complete ripoff of Nightmare on Elm Street, but I'm completely for them ripping off, because they're not doing anything in Nightmare. It's a different way, but like there are multiple things that trailer people are in dreams and get attacked and whatnot. No, I was just trying to look and see the best rated. There's a lot of foreign horror movies that I've not seen. I'm sure April has. Like, let me read you some of these. Like, for the most best reviewed, like His House, I guess it's on Netflix. Host, we talked about. My Heart Can't Be My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To. The Innocents, The Bone Woman,
Haven't heard any of these.
Hellbender. These are the top rated movie. The Boy Behind the Door. So there's probably some good, like, I have heard this one, When Evil Lurks. I wanted to watch
I've
it.
heard of that
That's
one.
another Shudder one. That's supposed to be like a almost Evil Dead, but April said it's pretty gory. Oddity, did you ever watch Oddity? You did, right?
I need to see a photo. No.
I liked Oddity a lot. So yeah, I guess some of the best horror movies are just very, out there. I don't see any adrenochrome on this list, but that's okay. We got the Maxine trilogy.
Yep.
Man, I forgot to say what we've been watching. I watched 15 minutes of Megan 2 and I haven't gone back to it. That was like last week. I completely forgot I started to watch it, but yeah, I'm with you. It's tough. Let's see. What does he say? Blumhouse. Espo's fucked me up here because he's still looking at the comment. Blumhouse house the formula.
Out a ton of stuff.
Okay, he's
okay, Espubs? Do you get hit in the head over there?
Or he's on purpose trying to make me sound fucking terrible to the listeners as always. But it's like if you have a 1 in chance 10 of hitting shoot 1,000 bullets, and that's the thing where it's just like there's so many movies now that come out and they don't do well at the theaters and whatnot, and that's where I agree. Where do I think this is needed? No, I think the movie works better with it. Will I give it a chance? Sure, especially because they said this is going to be based off stuff that Zach wrote for that character, but they cut from the film, right, due to time. So I'm like, okay, clearly there's stuff that he still thought was good enough, but same thing like with adrenochrome, there's stuff that I really like that we cut, but I was like, yeah, you know what, that is a better route, but I would maybe use again another time. So Mike says, what, you got to watch Megan, very fun stuff. I'll get back to it. I don't know, I just wasn't engaged, and then I just went on to watching Interview with Vampire again, like fucking go back to Louis. Blumhouse, the formula is to put out a ton of stuff, whichever hits, follow up with that. There you go. I suppose redeemed himself. Yeah, and to me though, that's the thing where I've lost all faith in Blumhouse. For me, now when I see Blumhouse, that does not mean quality to me. 10 years ago it did. Now I just feel like it's just, let's hope this one's good. So fan mind, do we need this? No, I would give it a chance. I don't think Zach Greger's going to be directing it. I would at least hope he's producing, and at least hope the stretch goal, if he writes, that'd be at least better, but we'll see. But financially, when Weapons is doing better than expected, it was number 1 again this week at the box office. Like nobody too was expected to beat it, but then nobody, I guess, disappointed the box office, and Weapons only had like a 43% drop. Like Weapons is doing better than it was expected to do. I don't know how you can't, in this day and age when you don't know something's gonna hit, how do you not pitch a sequel or prequel, right? Even if it's a one-off story. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but like that's but and at the same time, you never know, because right, I had that mindset with Joker 2, and Joker 2 fucking ate it. So there is time where they can go make this Weapons prequel, and people go, nah, we're good, and then you do blow up money. So it's not a guaranteed thing, and that's where it's like, I guess it's just gonna, to me, I'm gonna have to see, especially around Halloween time, how much that villain takes off. Because if that villain takes off, then I can see the idea of a prequel, because you can build, Halloween costumes. It's kind of like how Freddy eventually became the Nightmare series, right? It was about
people are gonna be dressing up as that villain.
I think somebody will. I don't think we'll see them at the kids' mall, but if I dressed up as Longlegs last year, there's somebody dressed up as the fucking, AG. So like, I guarantee you, whoever does it for Halloween, send us a picture.
Yeah, send us a picture. Yeah.
But I just think that, I think the only thing that's tough about this villain is not too big spoilers, but like it's like it is a person. So I think there's a cap of how much you can do with said prequel and sequel and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know. But I assume you're going to be there day 1 when it comes out, or would you?
I'll be there day 1. I want to watch it. So
I'm trailers and hear who's writing and stuff first. That's what I'm going to wait for. But we'll see. Okay, finally, let's talk about this. So this is a kind of double topic. Jason Universe, Sweet Revenge. That's the title. Now, I don't know, because remember, there was the whole thing for many years where some people own the rights to Jason Voorhees, and some people own the rights to Friday the 13th. I do think that's been settled somehow. I do, which that's why I don't know why it says Jason Universe Sweet Revenge, but like whatever. I do think that's settled, and they have said, and I can look while you're talking, that there is going to be. They have announced there's a movie. They said, "Oh, we're not ready to announce our partners yet." So either that means they're inking a deal, or that means they have no partners and they're just lying to us. But they said they're making a movie, and they should, because the next one would be, the 13th, Friday the 13th. But so it does sound like a new movie is in the works. They put this thing out here as like, I don't know whether it's test of waters or whatnot, but so they put this thing out. Also, we're going to talk about the movie as well, because I have some things I could relate from the short they put out to what they might want to do with a movie. But what did you think about this short of the Sweet Revenge short, produced by the owners of this IP?
Well, Madison was like, "Why are they putting this whole thing out? Why don't they just do a movie?" I thought, they
Could be
should
a
just
proof
do
of
the movie.
concept though, because that's a way where you kind of show like it's like a treatment, right? Where if you like go to studios and you say, "Hey, look at this, but we want to do this on a grand scale," I think that's part of it too, right?
Am I touching on the spoilers with this too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Guess what? There's people at the campground and Jason kills them.
Well, I just wanted to highlight the idea that, okay, is this girl going to kill Jason and take over? Is that what they're trying to do? Is that how they get rid of the IP battle? Is they kill Jason and it's about this lady that just takes over the mantle?
I don't think so, but no, because then they could only if these are the people that only own the rights to Jason because it was called Jason Universe, they'd have to call it her name.
Yeah, so that's how they kind of just like get out of
No.
I don't know.
No.
It's just I didn't like that whole sequence of her just like becoming Jason. She got stabbed in the chest. She was turning darker and darker and darker. She spent all day underwater in the lake. She's literally becoming Jason Voorhees. So it's like, why are we going there? Now that being said, everything with Jason, getting that OG score coming in and him just doing the kills when he puts the outboard motor down onto the guy's head and then takes the prop off of the motor and just shuriken stars it at the other guy's back. It's like, holy shit, this is the Jason that I like. This is like the 2009 Friday the 13th.
Yeah, but I was gonna say you don't
axe and
feel it was even more brutal than that.
I would take that one more brutal than this one.
You think this 09 one's more brutal than the Sweet Revenge
the
one?
09 one is more brutal, yeah, because you got you got some crazy shit.
This guy got a motorboat ripped off his face.
Yeah, but I feel like we've seen worse in the other one. I have to revisit that one and just kind of point out the kills and whatnot. Just some brutal stuff. But in here, it felt like, okay, there's a lot of good new stuff, but it felt a lot like the old cheesy Friday the 13th. Like what was the old guy's name? Like he turns around, he's got a spear,
Crazy Ralph.
But yeah, and then he's got an apple in his mouth. It's like, really, Jason, you put the apple in his mouth just to like complete the skewered pig look? Like that's just kind of like stuff like that is like old timey horror, and so there's a part of me that is biased and likes that. I want to see modern day Friday the 13th with those cheesy old school horror tropes. But I also like seeing the 2009 where it's like it's a good continuation. It's just like, man, this guy's just fucking terrifying.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you on that front before I go. Would you rather them reboot, remake again, or would you rather them just pick up from the original continuity, or would you rather them just like not even say, like just make a Jason movie and just leave it up to you where it is at? Because you can make a Jason movie and not it's like the Superman thing, right? If you don't show an origin story and this and that, you can just say, hey, he's a kid that died in a lake, he came back, he's killing people. That could literally be a new version. That could literally be the version that was from the 80s. Like, you don't even have to specify. You just go, this is a Jason Voorhees movie,
Yeah, it's it depends how I don't know how fresh they can make it. Like, as I feel like just I'm biased because I would like it to kind of be like similar to like stuff they've already done and whatnot. But then I think that's not going to make it very successful. They got to change it up and make it new and different. And like, how do you really make it new and different? Because it's how many films? Like,
this would be the 13th.
Obviously. 13th.
The next one will be the 13th. Yeah.
The next one, fuck. Well, they got to make a fucking banger then. Jesus. Fuck, I don't know.
Wow. So I think with this short, the a few things I'll push back on you. One, I do think they were making Jason more brutal than ever as far as like little stuff. I was like, even just the context, right? Of when she gets the machete in the chest and she's pulling out, that was very like brutal cut. When he has that motorboat and the it's literally the motor of a
Outboard
boat.
motor.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes it off of it's again, yeah, very cheesy. He just breaks through the door and then the guy, like, actually, no, what he does, guy's running in the door. Jason kicks the door down. It lands on the guy. He holds him down. Then he takes the motor of the boat and then he puts it up against the guy's face. It just like turns his head into mush, right? And then there's another thing I couldn't remember. What did that guy have? They do the storyline where the main character sees her fiance and another girl getting on, but Jason put something on her face. What was that thing on her face?
Jason took it was like a grater of some kind.
Yeah, something like that. To me, that's where I'll push back. I feel like they were going on their way to be more gorier, more violent. To me, what I was seeing here was I felt like they were trying to riff on making Jason not like him personality wise, but closer to like Art the Clown and Terrifier. In the same way those movies had that very gross out violence. I feel like now, don't get me wrong, it was not that level, but I feel like this was them saying, like, hey, with a bigger budget, that would be the plan. And I actually don't think that's a bad route for them. I think I'm on the camp where when you said that, you know, you don't know if you need the whole like arrow nine, the apple. I actually think you do. I think you need to stand out because, like, I know we're gonna get another Halloween, and those always play it really serious. And I feel like you play that up because to me, I do like Jason and Friday 13 to be like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I think that's the type of movie you should go and have a good time, even with a couple good scares. I will say though, I don't know if this can work in like this sounds probably like a very cold take, but I don't know if this can work in this aesthetic. There's just something about being present day that wasn't working for me. And what I would love to me to do is you remember the first 10 minutes of Halloween Kills?
Yep.
Where they go back in the 80s, but it's like what I would like them to do that where now granted, I get it. People are gonna roll their eyes because I think after Stranger Things happened, we've got so much 80s stuff, people are over it. I completely get it. I just think the aesthetic of like with the phones and the cars, like there's just something that feels odd about Jason interacting with this stuff. Maybe it's because he just hasn't been around that much in these decades, so he's linked to like the 80s to 90s stuff. But I would try to do that. I would try and make someone to make a love letter to those. And that's what I would do is I would not put any canon on it. I would not say it's not this Jason that fights Freddy. I would say it's not, all you could say is it's not the 2009 one, but I would just say we're just making a Jason movie. Go watch it and have a fun time. That's what I would say is make it a fucking roller coaster. Have a good time. Do that Terrifier type of violence. So I think they had that. For me though, the whole story, like people that didn't watch this, like Taylor broke it down. We have a main character. She's engaged to some guy. This is like the setup, right? It's only 15 minutes, but during even the drive, he like looks back and he's checking out her friend and whatnot. And she's like, oh, we should go swimming, and which was very bold because she's like, I'm gonna go swimming, and he's like, oh, I'll join you. And she's like, oh, I didn't say anything about the swimsuits, right? So okay, implying they're gonna go get on, right? So if I'm in this situation in real life and Emily's like, hey, meet me at the docks, we're gonna get on. It's not going to take me too long to get there. This guy doesn't even show up, and he's not dead. He's just trying to like, get with the other girl. But as the girlfriend, you would feel, hey, something's up here. I didn't even clue into the water thing though. Taylor, you're right about like he drags this girl in the water because she's alone. She comes up like hours later when it's dark. She looks very like her eyes are unnaturally baggy. Yeah, she gets stabbed with a machete. She seems to be fine. I think this was just like a pitch for like just like let's have a hook for a short film. I don't think they're actually making this girl or a storyline like the new Jason. They will rock Jason, but this story of like even just everything in general about it, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think it's any fault of the actors, the people that shot it. I just feel like it depends the price. And I love Friday 13th. I own every Friday 13th DVD. I just feel like if I saw that, I might go, you know what? I think we're good. Like I don't think this short was good enough. That would have been like, and very different, right? But what is it, Battle Bedrock or whatever for Jurassic 3,
Big
right?
Rock, yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge different budget, everything like that. But my point was always when I saw them, like, man, I wish they would make a Jurassic Park movie like this, super small contained about the animals in the real, or the dinosaurs in the real world, and go from there. They didn't. That's fine, but that's what I was kind of hoping for with this. And I thought half of the short focusing on, like, this girl and this relationship and her, like, she gets the final kill, right? It ends with her walking in a car. She has a knife, and then Jason sees her, and they like walk towards each other, look like they're gonna fight. Like, she's like, I'm ready to take on Jason. Don't get me wrong, that happens a lot in these movies where like the heroine finds her courage, but in a short, that's, I don't think, what you can do with Jason, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, Jason's like, that's a very tough thing to do as like a short, right? It's like, campers show up, some stuff happens, drugs, sex, and then he shows up, kills them. Like, you get no character development. But I was just hoping for something other than, like I said, I think that they made him more brutal, and I think their pitch would be like, oh, we could be like the Terrifier movies. We could do that with Jason. And I don't know, but Superman Mike says, my pitch, Crystal Lake reopens as a luxury resort, and Jason kills a bunch of White Lotus type of characters. I've not seen the White Lotus, but I know what your pitch would be. I don't not like it. I don't absolutely love it, but at the same point, it is something new. My pitch is like, even with the 80s thing, what I want more than anything is whether it's modern day, past, whenever, if they do the campsite, fucking do it in winter. How come we've never gone to Friday
That'd
13th?
be pretty sweet.
Yeah, we've never gone that at winter. I've heard other people have good pitch. How come we've never gone to Scream during Christmas as well too? Christmas, people watch Scream for Halloween, but it's never had that. Imagine if you have a Scream movie that's set like at a fucking log cabin. You go, like, imagine that you go away with a bunch of your friends, 8 of them, doesn't have cell reception, but someone can still fucking call you because of course they probably have some fucking megaphone. But like, that's where it's like, I'm a big sucker for putting those type of darker characters in space. So, or not in space.
They've done that.
Snow.
Leprechaun
Yeah, they've done,
and Jason.
Yeah, and Jason. So no, you're not wrong, Mike. I think the good thing is that is a pitch where it could also be a bit more comedic as well. I think the only thing is, like, if you do a sequel, it's tough because what, do you close down the resort and you got to get back to the thing? Because like, I do want them in the campsite, I think, but season 7 was supposed to be a Christmas movie, but they fired Melissa. Oh, Scream 7, so not season. Really, I didn't know. I knew obviously the Melissa thing. I did not know Scream 7 was supposed to be a Christmas movie. That's super disappointing. All that's disappointing because I hate what they're doing with the Scream franchise, But yeah, that's super disappointing. Well, and again, I'm showing my cards. We fucking put adrenochrome in a Christmas snow area. So we already did that with Hunter. We might do it again, but now we got to do, I'm going to tell Kirk and we're going to put him in fucking, 30-degree weather as Hunter, Oh, this time it's a summer movie. You're going to the log cabin. So I was thinking that I swear I'd heard that rumor. Oh yeah, that's a really disappointing then. That Scream 7 was going to be a Christmas movie. Damn. So much good marketing. Damn. But yeah, I'll be down. I love the Jason movies. I hope they do something good, but I didn't walk away from this being like, yeah, they really sold me on another one. I'll be there. But like I said, I guess it's kind of tough because we were talking about Good Boy and we were talking about Keeper and Host. That's the same thing. We were talking about, oh, what do you do for a good pitch? It's just like same thing with Jason. So like Superman Mike's, that is a new pitch. It's a tough thing. Like, how do you pitch that to be something different? Because even my pitch is just, oh, give it that 80s aesthetic, but that's not nothing different, right? That's just something where I say, oh, you can get better effects, you get better actors, you can do some stuff. Like, I don't know. And obviously Jason's gone to space, but I really don't know what you could do with that. But yeah, any more thoughts on the shorts or the new Jason film happening at some point or anything like that?
I'm eager for it. I really, really would like a new Friday 13th Jason movie at this point. Really would.
Oh,
I feel like that's what's that?
We haven't got one since 09.
Since 09.
Yeah, and then we got Freddy in 2010.
That's why this short film was a treat, getting the score in there and everything, and it just gave me it makes me want to play that game, and I'm so upset that game is not a thing anymore.
They said they're making a new one too, so there you go.
I heard about that, but
you already had the perfect game.
It was already a great game. As buggy as it was great.
I felt like that moment in the short film when they got in the car and drove away. That felt like the game. That felt like it identical to that. And that's where, like, I don't know how you can capture that, right? But that's where I'd say Because I don't think you can play that game. Can you even play that game with like bots now, or is it just completely closed? Like, can you open up that game at all?
You could play it offline, I'm sure. They can't, like, if you
No,
have a
I think the
disc,
servers are down though.
but if you have a disc copy of it, I think you can. I'll
Yeah.
Google it.
But how would you and I connect if the servers are down? We couldn't.
No, I don't think you can play
Yeah.
like that.
That like that sounds super dumb of me to say, because that's no, like, it's not nothing too new, but somehow find
Offline bots. You can play it offline in a game mode called Offline Bots. Allows players to play as Jason, hunt down the AI-controlled counselors.
Oh, you can only play as Jason though.
The online multiplayer servers are shut down. The offline mode has remaining functional bots.
This says I saw somewhere of some exploit to still play the game online if you have the game in your library. Yeah, and I remember there was like, remember those little people that were making like a PC mod version or something, but they got shut down, right?
Yeah,
That
they were
happened.
making big updates to it. It looks sick.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know what you do, because there's lots of that in the Friday 13th, but that in the game, like that, how, like, that's why I talk about like the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Like Friday 13th should be the fun one. I think Halloween's a bit more serious. Friday 13th should be the good time, and maybe that, like, pick up. That's what I'd say is, remember in the '09 one, and I was shocked when the movie opens up and they're like camping and everyone gets killed right away, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? But then it shows the title and then it gets all the counselors, like the new ones. You're like, oh, okay, it just showed. Like, that'd be my pitch: is start the movie like mid, like no build up, no, oh, this is whatever. Do like a, you know, and maybe it's they can copy fucking weapons. Do somewhat like Weapons did, where you start and the campers are like in peril right away, and it's just about them working together, find the battery, get in the car, like all that stuff, and you can backtrack and show how they kind of got there, right? I think do something like that, where maybe just play with the how you tell the story, because I think that'd be fun if it's just like make it a reverse heist movie where the heist is, fuck, like the car keys are in Jason's lair and we got to get in there, like that type of stuff, where usually in a movie that's just like a scene, right? It's a quick scene where, oh, grab the keys and go, but make the whole movie about they got a car, they got to get the gas, the battery, the car keys, and get out of here. And that's what I mean, like steal from the game and have that moment where, like, oh, if people escape, you're cheering for them, you know, get some really fun, charismatic actors. And but yeah, so that'd be my pitch, and then set it in winter. So yeah. Anything else?
No, that's everything.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for our Weekly Geek. Forgot to say, this is our first one. How you holding up since the match? How's the neck going? This is our first one
I'm in
since
so
the
much
match.
pain, multiple hospital nights, emergency room.
Really? I just took some
good.
steroids and I'm going all right. Shot right in the knee. Was good. So
Right in the knee, nice.
yeah, right in the knee. But yeah, everyone go back and watch that. But yeah, and then I didn't say this at the beginning, but Weekly Geek, I think there's going to be one more next week with Dylan and Kirkland, and then after that in September, it's Weekly Geek's going to take a little, and I think a little in October, a little hiatus, because we're going to have Dexter, Gen V, and Alien going at the same time. If there is, obviously, like I've said before, yeah. Like I said before, I'm doing Travis Told You multiple times a week, so you'll get that. And then if there's big news, like obviously we've heard rumors about like, oh, the Avengers chair reveal part 2 or like D23, there's going to be casts for that. So even if there's like a quick, like, oh, we do a 25-minute, we're all together, talk about a big trailer or something, that will do. But the actual Weekly Geeks after Dylan Kirkland next week, they'll take a little hiatus until those shows can end off, because very tough for us when we have Dexter, Gen V, and then Alien, and then we have Patreon content, side quests every week, and there's still gonna be movie reviews here and there, like there a couple more weeks, you know, one more month, Strangers 2 coming out, you know. So that's where Weekly yeah, there'll be newscasts, but they'll be only for the biggest stuff, and they'll be probably smaller, and like I said, I'll cover a lot of that in Travis Told You, and then you got lots of reviews. So that's what we're doing, and until then, it will not be boring.